All right, ready to start. Thank you. Good evening, Westborough, and welcome to the AFC meeting number 26 of FY 2026 on March 9th. It's 7 p.m. And pursuant to Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2025, an act extending certain COVID-19 measures adopted during the state of emergency, this meeting will be conducted in person and via remote means in accordance with applicable law. This means that the members of the public body as well as members of the public may access this meeting in person or via virtual means. In-person attendance will be at Memorial Hall inside Town Hall at 34 West Main Street, and it is possible that all or some members of this public body may attend remotely, with in-person attendance consisting of members of the public. This meeting may be accessed remotely via the link provided in the agenda. When required by law or allowed by the chair, persons wishing to provide public comments or otherwise participate in the meeting may do so with the in-person attendance or by accessing the meeting remotely as noted in the agenda. Additionally, the meeting will broadcast live in real time via Verizon Channel 28 and Charter Channel 192 or via Westborough TV's online platforms at westboroughTV.org and youtube.com/Westborough TV. And this is the call to start. Okay. Coming on to the agenda that we have. So let's start first with the public comments. Anyone with a public comment? Seeing none in the room. Online. John, I know you had a good lesson, 101 training. I couldn't attend, unfortunately, but I did go through your slides.
Yeah, thanks to everyone who attended. We had about 8 people, including a couple of members, and I sent the slides to everyone who attended.
Yep.
And I sent the slides to everyone on the committee. If anyone on the committee ever wants to go over that, I'll try to find a time to, we can do it sometime. But anyway, I thought it was a good session, and I got some ideas for how to make it even better next time. But thanks to everyone in the community who took the time out of their not so great weather Friday afternoon to help to attend. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, John. Kumsi, you have something to say?
John, I must say that those notes were really incredible. I mean, like, it was so self-explanatory. I felt like as if I was sitting in the room and hearing that stuff from you. Thank you so much for such detailed notes.
You're welcome. Thanks.
And if there is another opportunity, I would definitely like to attend in person if possible.
Okay. Anyone else for any other public comments? If not, we'll move to the next item, which is the annual town meeting preparation. And we have commenced, or AFC has commenced with the budget book writing. And with that, I think I want to go ahead, Andrew.
I'm trying to join the Zoom link that's on the
Okay.
agenda.
On the PDF.
Andrew, use the microphone, please.
Oh, I beg your pardon. Sorry, I'm trying to join the Zoom link from the link on the agenda. If other people are having success,
Yeah, there are folks who have been able to join, but are you having trouble?
only that I have one button to click and it says meeting does not exist.
Oh, wow. Let me send you the meeting invite again.
Oh, yeah. Could you include all of us?
Sure.
Thank you.
Just watching it on Westborough TV.
Oh, that's a great idea.
But that
we
would
won't
have
be
a
able to see the
lag, right?
documents. Yeah, it's always a
If
lag.
they show, yeah, it's a lag,
Yeah.
documents.
Didn't we have some things to vote on still?
I'm looking, I mean.
Is
we
everything
didn't-
voted on, Prashant?
We didn't vote on
The
patrol.
operating budget is fully voted, and the articles, there are few which are, I think there are in all, let me tell you the exact count. I don't want to be inaccurate.
There's prior year bills, patrol contract, neither of those we can vote yet.
Right.
Yeah,
And there was one on the back page, sidewalk easements, we
right.
can't vote yet.
Yep. So there's petrol union contract, Article 6.
Yep.
Article 11D, which is Midland Cemetery.
No, we did that.
We did that.
Article 26,
11D. I don't see 11D votes on my sheet.
11D we did.
Do you have that, Andrew?
Oh, no, we didn't.
No,
That's what we waited.
That's the one
Sorry.
which we are
I think I
waiting,
wrote
yeah.
down.
No, we didn't.
Andrew wanted to wait till he had a chance.
Yes. So
So
11D,
that's the one we could vote, but we didn't.
correct. And then the sidewalk easements for the Otis Street, because we are waiting for the more information from Select Board, or post what Select Board does on this. Article 26. So there are 3 in total which are still,
And prior year bills. which-
and prior year
Yeah.
bills.
We do this, I don't have specialized energy code.
Yeah,
Yes,
we did that last.
We did that, yes.
Yeah, that's
That's
done.
Article 30. So yeah, in total, there are 4 articles which are still pending. Other than that, others have been voted.
So the good news is I've gotten thank you for the link,
Awesome.
but it's telling me
Okay.
that
I think I may have to admit you. That's the reason why. Yep. Oh, it says Saroja has to be admitted. You haven't.
Yeah, 26.
Let me check. Okay.
okay.
36, 11D, 26.
Yep. Okay.
And when I do this,
No, you don't need to.
toast is job. When you go down there, you here.
Guys, can you hear me? Oh, now you can. I see the green button. Okay.
Yep, I can see you are. Terry's admitted, and Andrew, you're there. So
There we go.
you may want to.
Sorry.
You-
Yep, yep, yep.
you-
Gone.
You guys can hear me, right? This is
Yes,
Saroja.
Saroja, we can hear you. Yep.
Turn your speaker on.
Thanks.
How terrible I sound.
On both.
There will be an echo if so many people join in the room.
Yep.
There you go.
Audio and visual, and that's all. Okay,
Should work now.
so annoying.
Yeah.
So you'll see a bottom sharing. Share.
So you said 3, 6, 11D, and
Yep, there we go.
26.
and
This
20.
is slightly different to what I'm used to saying. Share. Send request. So I've just sent the request to share.
Yeah, we probably won't. 11D
Yep.
is-
All set.
Right.
Did we do the golf cart? 26,
Yes, we did.
7,
Yeah.
28?
Yeah, yeah.
I just didn't write it down on the.
Are you
note
good?
sheet.
Folks see my screen?
Hasn't
The
come.
golf, that was
Yeah.
7-0.
Yeah, I just didn't write it down on my sheet.
I see I have to re-select.
While you're doing that, hey, Jonathan,
Open. Oh,
The-
because your
the
sharing
number of
settings are not set,
single-family
like you have to
dwellings,
give the permissions to.
is it 8,000,
So you have
like
to say, yep, I want
8,061?
to give permission to Zoom to.
No,
Guess who
do you know what
doesn't
it
use-
is?
No, our total accounts would be about 8,000. Number of single families is a lot lower than
But then
that. I
you-
want to
so you
say
have to
it's like
rejoin?
3,500.
35.
And then there's, I don't know, 2,000 apartments or condos. So the cumulative, I mean, those numbers are available online, or I can email them to you.
So, but the, so the dollars, when you look at the tax rate impact, do I use
Can
the
you try
full
now?
8,000 number or the,
I don't know what math you're doing.
so I'm just looking at what is the tax rate impact from the budget?
So the tax rate impact is going to be the total value
Yep,
of the
divided by.
town. And then the total levy, not the total expenditure, the total levy.
Okay,
Okay, so that's the total amount that needs to be raised,
Yeah.
less other receipts.
right,
Okay.
right. But then if you want to look at it on a
I
per
can see the screen now.
dwelling basis,
Prashant?
Do it that way.
Yeah, you can't do it that way
way?
because the tax rate is
that ever
driven
gonna
also
get-
by personal property and all value that goes into it.
yeah,
So you'd have to look at how much you would need in order to move that tax rate by a penny.
oh, so you have to go the other
You
way.
have to go
Yeah.
by $8,100 to move it $1.
Yeah, yeah, you can't do it the other way.
Yeah, you can't do it the other way.
Okay.
And it's an important note to make and distinction in that it is all property, real and personal, apartments and condos, you name it. So
Okay.
it's all in. So that's why we work off the total value of the town
Okay.
versus anything else.
Yeah, I was just trying to see like the big picture. So the total tax rate change, right, from our general fund budget is like $600 year over year.
This year, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a lot higher in the past, but
Right.
yes,
Yeah.
The latest sheet says
$599.
$607.
607.
Yeah, 607.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
All right, then I'll just do the backdoor
Yeah.
with the amount, okay.
Yeah, and the sheet that I sent out does a calculation as to what the tax rate would be
Yeah.
with those numbers.
I was just trying to see by, key line item,
Yep.
what the impact was. So like because it's primarily like schools, fixed
Yep.
costs on the town side.
Yep. And bear in mind that the value estimates are very preliminary. So as the assessors have to estimate what the value is going to be for the town next year when they haven't done any of the analysis. So we actually just set the tax rate in November. When they finish their values, when all of a sudden they have to estimate, what it's going to be next year and what the average single family is going to be.
Right.
I got pretty good at it and I was off typically less than 1%. But if I was off $5,000, right, 5,000 times the rate
Yeah.
bumps you to another $100, right? And so it's like close is frequently not good enough if you're on the wrong side.
Yeah.
So the challenge in estimating all of these numbers, it's the same thing with other sources of revenue. It's tough. We don't have enough information. So, yeah.
Yeah. I was
Anytime.
trying to do the math last week in my head. Thank you.
Yeah.
Very helpful.
Awesome. So I think Andrew is sharing the screen, and
Can folks see my screen?
No.
It's
that is
No.
powering up. I would
Small
request
spreadsheet.
if folks can join on the Zoom.
I don't have a computer.
Oh, you don't have a computer, right?
You can share.
yeah. All right.
It's not on Zoom.
It's powering up, so it should
It's
come
not
up.
on
So I
Westborough TV either.
So I can see Andrew.
All right. So the first observation is that I'll be showing this latest version of the worksheet. The thing that's a little bit different is that I've started incorporating the notes for reasons for and against for places where we have disagreements. Of course, if you have an interest in providing an opinion as to why we should be supporting something, even if we all agreed with it, I'll take your notes there as well. What I have at the moment are we have 4 articles where somebody has voted at least one person has voted no. Those are the ones you will see that are highlighted in red. I've added Prashant, who is kind enough to share his reasons for voting no. And I would welcome anybody else who voted no to review the notes that I've captured and see if you want to add anything of your own. If nobody provides any reasons for, I think I remember enough from the meeting so that I can provide a counterpoint if folks would like. I would also note for the reasons for and against, Prashant, you did a great job of providing a lot of details. Thank you. So I cribbed it very, very heavily. But I tended to avoid.
Sorry, not working. Maybe I'll ask Jesse if he has a magic.
Magic touch.
You have a Jesse. Both the screens they restarted. They're not working. Yeah, that would be awesome if it can be.
No.
It's not. It's not on board. Thanks, ma'am. Thank you.
So the observation I'd have is that the notes I will tend to capture will be pronouns agnostic. So no I or me, because it's intended to represent the perspectives of the committee. So you'll notice that I've stripped out some of the I's and stuff like that. So nothing personal. I think it's just the tone is these are the reasons for, these are the reasons against. And I've edited only very lightly to be able to make that work.
100%
So-
agreed. Yep.
Food for thought
Thank you.
as folks send me feedback. And as I say, the only one I don't have any notes on yet are the police mobile command. We have a couple of folks who voted against that one. So when the time is right, be grateful for any feedback. Again, I can.
Yeah, I will take a look at what I provide as well, Andrew.
Thank you. Appreciate that, Sarja.
Did you get my note? I sent you one today. Right now.
Was it today?
Yeah.
Okay, I apologize that I probably haven't got that note yet, but I can obviously integrate that.
It's redundant with one of
Oh, is that
For
okay?
shots.
Well, and I'll
we had both voted again.
I will fuse like ideas from both. Like the idea is just
You're
get a
just looking
representative
for
sample.
no's, right? You want, or
Right.
are you
Well, we
looking
take
for?
yeses if you're.
Yeah, if there's something you feel strongly about, then by all means, yeses as well.
Yeah.
But I would say where we have a no, I would provide a counter. I expect to provide a counterpoint yes for it as well. And all of this is going to be first past best guess. So let's accept that feedback, once you see the actual documents, feedback, always appreciated.
And
As
then-
background, historically, we would allow, because the committee would say vote 6-2 in favor or something, we would allow what we called a minority comment.
Can you maximize the screen?
Because we were endorsing it, but other people had points. And so
Hate
the
maximizing
people that had voted
sorry.
against
that better for you?
could list, this is why I didn't agree. It isn't just against. If the whole committee voted against and 2 people
Right,
were in
right.
favor, why you were in the minority
Exactly.
opinion.
Okay.
Then we decided about 2 years ago or 3 years ago, because we kept getting questions at town meeting, why were you in favor of things or something, that it would make more sense, instead of the only comments coming from the 2 people out of, the committee has voted in favor, there should be a section. It was reasonable to have a section explaining why the committee was in favor for the Article 2. And so we started crafting those. And then, as Andrew I think you said the other day, maybe some of these are a little obvious or something, so we might not need comments. But I think on the more complex ones, it is. I think having done what Andrew's doing is, when you voted in favor, you can usually come up with ideas. But when you didn't vote against, you don't really feel like speaking for the people, because we don't necessarily know or remember. And so that's why he's emphasized a no opinion is more important to get from the people. And again, it's not yes and no, sorry. A minority opinion versus the committee. Or unless Andrew happened to be the one that was in the minority, then he'd probably be able to pen it. But
And I think there's also an opportunity, as we get this down, that we've never captured it like this. We've always had in separate worksheets, and you found a system that worked great for you. I expect that as we go forward and this matures, like next meeting we have, I'll be taking the yeses and nos at the time. So that's a little harder at this point. Maybe we can just chalk this up to youthful exuberance, that the fact that we have so many new folks at this. But I think there was a ton of good
Continuous
work.
improvement.
Well, it was a great improvement to have a lot of feedback, committee reasons. And I think that, we might have lost some of the expertise to capture that at the point of time, although we can try and put some more, but we'll get better at this. I have every confidence that as we do this going forward, I'll be able to capture
Okay, and
these
now
things
this
better.
will be, you share the file itself, so
Yes,
I'll have
like
access.
every version of this, I share a new version. I share, and there will come a time, perhaps, that
Yeah.
Prashant will be able to share it on the SharePoint.
Yep.
And maybe there's even a conversation. John, do we have a SharePoint for the town that we could leverage for what we're our documents and files that we want to share?
You talking to me?
Are you asking him? or me?
I'm sorry, John Steinberg. Sorry.
I believe that there is.
Okay.
You should speak with Christie. Just bear in mind the open meeting law and
Yes, yes.
sharing things from one to the next and
That's-
providing any feedback. Once you get something, you can't provide feedback or upload your version to SharePoint as well.
So I think, sorry, Andrew, what I'm thinking is have it on the SharePoint and people update it, but they cannot comment on it or put, any of those things like comments or anything. Essentially, I want to step back a bit, right? And before, coming to the comments part, I just want to look at the timeline as well. We have to send the
so
budget book by,
Monday, by the time Amanda leaves in the day,
yes.
say 4 p.m. or whatever, we have to have it complete, done, approved, and sent.
Okay.
So this Thursday night, as
We
a
have to-
group, we have to approve the content in essence
Yes.
and the number of quantities. And the only exceptions are edits for typos, numbers, corrections, etc. And we have to leave her enough time, and that's partially one of the reasons we wrote the comments the other way, because we're handing them a form that was almost ready to go. So we have to be a little careful if the comments are in a spreadsheet, but you probably figured out a way to get them all out. But they have to get integrated into each article. So
Yep.
after each article, it'll say the select board voted 500 or something in that, and then it'll say the FinCom voted, 6-2-1 or whatever. And then it'll say committee comment. So that has to all get integrated, which is a fair amount of work given the length of the warrant. So that's why we absolutely have to be done with this Thursday night.
So would that be next Monday, a week from today?
But not our meeting, no. Our meeting, we're not meeting next Monday. If we did, it would be after the thing.
It's late.
No, no,
done
Yeah.
by.
No. I meant, they have
Week
to
from
be
today.
in Amanda's bucket by,
Well,
Before
they
4.
don't work Friday afternoons. I always try to get, we should already be giving her some stuff, like John Arnold usually has a section that can go in. The warrant as a whole can go in. Any parts we're done with, we can put in, I know John sometimes changes this thing later, but that can go in the beginning sometimes, right? But you can always change it. But then we
Yeah.
should, if we have, like for instance, I would recommend sending her the votes you have now.
Already done.
Tomorrow, because we have so many done, they can be edited or changed.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that allows her to start putting those in. Tomorrow night, the select board will meet and finish up their voting, so that can go in, so that she can get ahead of this as much as possible. Because Monday, anything she changes, you got to designate some people that are going to just review it to make sure it's okay before it goes to the printer on Monday, basically during the day, so that you don't want to dump the whole pile on her that Monday morning. In other words, in the past, we would get like Friday afternoon when they were leaving. They would send, "Hey, here's where I'm at." And then like last time I did it with Jean, we both went through it, and by Monday morning we were like, "Okay, Celia, these are 3 things we want to change, or this all looks good or not." So we had the weekend to review it, but that's predicated on the more you get them sooner, the more you can review.
Yeah.
And the part that you're writing now of what our
The minority
general
opinions,
opinion, no, the big opinion,
The big opinion,
the
yeah.
dialogue, we call it the narrative.
Yep.
That you've usually written yourself anyway, so she's really cutting and pasting into the document, maybe reformatting or fonting, so the fonts are consistent in the document.
And aren't
But-
those all in our minutes, the dialogues I've had on these?
No, we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
Let's.
Okay.
We have
Yeah.
to be far more succinct. Our
Oh, okay.
reasonings are like a sentence or
Oh,
2 or
okay.
3, not the whole thing. But yes, you're right.
But she can extract it from
She's
them.
not extracting
No,
any of
she's
She's
it.
not.
We write
We
the
can
book.
extract it. Okay.
She's helping us out with
So-
word processing.
So here is
Yes.
how I see it, right, Walter or Andrew, that there are 3 parts to it.
Yeah.
The first part is what has to be copy pasted. There's absolutely no debate about it, like what John Arnold has, what the figures that we are gonna get from John that he has sent today. Those are the things we have to paste. That's the first section. That's a no-brainer, copy paste and get things in place. The second section is where we have to put that our interpretation of those numbers and the guidance for the town in terms of
The narrative.
how those numbers are. That doesn't have to fall, that you and Jean used to do together.
But we reviewed it at this meeting.
At this
and
meeting.
it gets approved at this meeting. So
Okay.
that has to be done by
Before Thursday.
night
Yes.
before we go home.
Before we go home. So
This
I think
Thursday.
that draft we can prepare between today and Thursday. It doesn't need to be in this meeting, but at least it can be something which we can create before the Thursday meeting amongst both of us, or
I'll show you what I have. I already
Perfect.
have that draft. So this is the conversation that I think
Perfect.
we're ready to
I
have.
mean,
that-
it may be value to looking at tonight just to see the
yes.
Yeah.
basic topics, not
Yep.
not deconstruct sentences
Perfect.
or
That was my goal.
complain
Perfect.
about grammar.
So that's the second section. So let's confirm that in this meeting after this. And the third part is collecting all the minority opinions as well as
General comments.
general comments for
Committee
each
comments.
mini comments for each article. Now that may not be possible in this meeting completely, but if everyone can share whatever they wish to share as part of each comment as to why they voted yes, what was their rationale, I think that would help us a lot before Thursday to compile, fuse all of that together and come up with
And
it.
that goes into Andrew's spreadsheet.
No, that goes
comments.
into the book.
No, no, I know, but to
It goes into
collect
the
it.
spreadsheet, which will end up in the booklet. I'll
Right.
Okay.
hold that thought because
Yes.
I like where you're going. And I'd say there's one more section too,
Yes.
which is the stuff that Walter was talking about that we could share in advance with Amanda.
Yep.
So to that point, Amanda in her inbox this morning got what you can see on the screen here, which is to say so she had two sections, one section called the index. This is the index, obviously without the committee
It
votes,
just summarizes
the select
votes.
board votes. And the second section was the actual details on the articles. So you can scroll down, it's all there. It's the same as our section, but just it's formatted slightly differently. The second section is the actual articles, again, formatted the way they want. Right now, you'll just see committee statements. This is where I'm going to start folding in the logic for committee statements. But again, she has everything here. She just needs to replace the article details here. So
Oh, sweet. So you've given her the votes.
she's already has all of this stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
So that's
everything
great.
that we have up until as of
Awesome.
Saturday, as of Thursday.
Perfect. Yeah, that's good because then she can
Yeah.
do everything that is doable ahead.
Yeah.
So there's much less to do later, which is important.
And honestly, I asked her if this works for her. Right now, it's just in Word. I'm looking forward to her feedback when she has it, but she has something. She doesn't have nothing at
Yeah,
this
they
point.
were, they're used to it. When I worked with Sheila, it was all in Word.
Okay.
Perfect.
So maybe they have it. So apropos of that conversation, what you just saw, those 18 pages, took about 5 minutes for me to produce based upon what's in the spreadsheet. So this is why putting it all in one place, use once,
Yeah, it's
enter
great.
once, use everywhere.
It's almost
I'm a
genius.
very big fan of that.
I know he is, isn't he?
So I think that we've talked. Yeah,
You're done?
I think we've touched on the spreadsheet. I didn't have anything else. Just looking forward to feedback.
Yep. So I think that's what we are deciding now in this meeting. One is the feedback on the Amanda section, right?
Sure.
And the other is feedback on the articles.
Yeah, so they're the same. So the feedback on the Amanda section, if we have the articles here, I can just copy and paste it for her. That's very straightforward.
Let's go for it. Thank you.
So, and then we can talk about the narrative, right? Do we want to do that after we talk about the comments?
Yes.
So with regards to the comments, I guess I would look to you, Chief. Like, we could do comments for every single one of these, or just some of the important ones. Like, maybe we walk through these and decide if there's things we feel we need to address.
Right, like do we need a comment for every piece of equipment in there? I don't know. It would strike me as the ones we had mixed vote on, you'd want to have a comment
Yep.
for instance, like you said,
There's 4 of
the
them.
police van or
Yeah.
Excuse me, 5 of
the
them.
swimming pool. Oh, that's
5,
not this
really?
year.
Oh my.
They didn't do it
God.
this year.
Amazing. Yeah, so police vehicle.
So yeah, committee has to tell. Do
Hey,
you
all,
want?
just a quick comment for me, it's Saroja. I think that it would be worthwhile to have some kind of annotation for each of the articles, even if it isn't worthy of a comment to say so, to say, the committee felt that there was no need for a comment on this article or something to that effect, just to address every article.
Yeah, I mean, it might be more consistent, or you could just have a one sentence thing that says the committee felt this was good,
Good use of the money,
good
yeah.
use of free cash at this time for all those capital items or something that weren't debated.
I mean, that was my question. I mean, like, what value does it add for all the articles which unanimously we said yes to add any comment to that? I mean,
The questions that come up at town meetings sometimes is why did the AFC suggest this?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's been, why did the 2 people vote against it or 3 people vote against it? And sometimes they're not at town meetings, so it's a little more difficult to get up and speak to it. If you have a few notes ahead of time, it's easier to get up and speak at town meeting of why, do you remember why we voted for, I don't know, there's 30 something articles, and if you include the subparts, there's probably about 80, right, votes or something.
62.
62, okay,
Yeah.
62 votes. So that was part of our thinking, was we spend a lot of time on this, so if there is insight, it's worth sharing, other than just yes or no. But it's a new group here, so if this group doesn't think that's worthwhile, certainly not to spend time doing it.
No, I think that it's very
yeah.
important to share
Yeah.
that insight as to why. Otherwise, it's rather mysterious and sort of defeats the purpose of our votes in the first place.
Yeah, well, I mean, we could say like, in some of them, the equipment was, 50 years old and needed to be replaced, I mean, you mean comments like that too, to express why we voted yes, right?
Yes.
They won't be 50 years old, but that's what
You could
kind of
say
made
it's
the
due for
difference.
replacement.
Yeah, that's
Important
kind of
equipment
made
due
the
for
difference for
replacement,
me, is I'm looking at it and they want, like, I was just looking at replacing the audio, like they said, the equipment was 20 years old. It's already had its lifespan.
Use his terminology.
I mean, I suspect it's easier for the equipment when you start getting to things like, the cutting the trees down, the,
Restocking Sandra Pond. I mean, I think there's some things that we just approve of. The 4th of July party. I'm all in favor of a
Concise one.
concise sort of something we can use over and over again for things that aren't complicated. Like I don't mind a throwaway line. Technically, it's a throwaway line, but if we feel we need to have a comment there, then not for all of them, to be clear, but for some of the easier ones, the low-hanging fruit, let's develop a pattern, a couple of or 3 different sentences we can use that convey the message.
Yeah, a standard, yeah.
So, as Julie Andrews says, we can start at the very beginning.
Okay.
Town reports. Do we even need to have a comment there? We're just approving the town reports.
it's important to hear the reports in order to vote.
Now you're customizing for something that's like really basic, which
Data.
if we want to do it, that's
That's
fine,
fine.
but we
Oh, you want to have a blank statement?
possibly,
Couple of them, 3, 4 of them, so that we can reuse those lines wherever applicable.
Okay. I don't have.
But unless you have a remark for that particular one, I mean, what would you put there? If you had a chance
Just
to
look
put
at last year's warrant.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I
actually
know,
right
where
now.
is it?
I
You have it?
the October town meeting book.
I have the October one. I don't know that I would have had the,
I have the special for town.
I didn't bring the last year's.
Is it on the website?
Yes,
Oh,
of
yeah, it would
course.
be.
let me, I think,
Go.
A
Cool.
committee statement, that was prior to Bill's. I don't know if we did hear the reports. Sorry. I have the.
or we could
special
be
town-
bold and say, we'll just not do it. Like if we're hanging up on the approval of the reports, which is a total formality,
Right.
like
Yeah.
this is going to take a long time. And this would have been better, more efficiently done if we were doing it at the time, but we didn't, and here we are. So we will play through, as they say in golfing terms. So I don't want us to spend the next 3 hours, addressing these comments when I think there's something we can try and do quickly. So having heard nothing on town reports, prior year bills, can we vote for that on the town floor?
We'll report,
Yeah.
so you just say we'll report.
So vote at town meeting.
floor.
Yeah, but, good.
So that's an option. We don't approve it, we don't reject
Right.
it, we're
We're
voting
gonna
at a town meeting. I'll make sure it represents appropriately.
Because the motion might very well
You want
be
me
to
to take the
pass over
notes?
it.
You are taking the notes.
Yep. In the case of vote at town meeting, that's, do we have to vote on that? Vote to have vote on at town meeting?
Yeah.
Okay. Reserve fund refresh.
This, we should have a reason. In fact, I will be presenting the article,
Yep.
so we should have slides for that, too, but
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I didn't want to scare you yet.
You
So
can't just
AFC
throw
has
that
to
at
have
'em.
some slides for that?
Well, we're presenting, we present the article, the aforementioned, here are the town reports. We present the reserve fund transfer. Any of the ones where it says parentheses AFC. And the budget, we make the motion, but the town moderator reads all the
I got
amounts.
the 2025 one. I can share the link with everyone.
So
Yeah,
what
we
did we
say
say
that
for the
John
budget,
said.
the reserve fund refresh?
I'll just forward this first.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna want something around the lines of the fact that the snow, the use for the snow and ice has basically used the reserve, and there's already an amount. We can get real numbers for the presentation at the time.
So placeholder
Yeah.
for snow and ice, basically. Overrun.
So
So this one's less,
we have this much remaining in the current fiscal year reserve at the time of this writing, given the amount already used. Do you want me to?
Did you just send it? I can copy and
I
paste it.
will email it.
So it's unbudgeted, right?
Oh, I
Snow
can
and
actually
ice.
put it on the chat, right? Zoom chat, since you're
no,
on
snow
the
and ice
chat.
is
Oh, yeah.
budgeted.
No, but
It's
the,
budgeted
it's
at
the
a lower
portion, right, it's the
Just
portion that's
send-
uncovered.
If I could just offer a suggestion, I
Yes,
don't want to
please.
step out of my lane here, but if you want, we have two requests for deficit spending by snow and ice. And so that's the amount that you are requesting. So perhaps a slide that just shows the two requests, what the amounts are for, salary and wages, expenses, might explain the 400,000 that you're asking for.
Oh, I'm not worried about making the slides.
I know, but even in
I've essentially-
the justification for it, emphasizing.
But a little short sentence is a little more complicated.
Yeah, well, I think,
Try and get it into-
emphasizing that it's the request for the deficit spend
There,
that's driving that request. Unlike a typical one where you would be simply replenishing, in this case, it's being driven by the deficit spend request.
Yep.
So, just,
I see. Yeah, because we're not going back to 250. We're
right, exactly.
Yeah.
That's why it's
Yeah,
an
that's good
unusual
wording.
number.
And did you see what the last year's comment was saying? I move that the town vote to transfer and appropriate from free cash the sum of 4,000 K for the purpose stated in the articles as printed in the warrant.
So
That's
that's the
standard.
motion.
That's the motion.
That happens
Oh.
on the floor. So that's not really the comment we would want to
Okay.
capture. So I've taken the comment from last year, and obviously I'll wordsmith it with the words. But we want to emphasize,
Request for deficit spend, that's driving the request.
yeah. And I will probably get this partly wrong, so we'll fix it next time, but we'll have it for next time. Next up, legal expense budget.
There were increased legal expenses last year, so we are trying to make sure that we have that covered this year.
No, this is actually this year's legal expense. So our legal expenses have exceeded the budget for this year.
Right.
And so we need to.
Is that
fix
not
more
a
money.
comment we would use, the one that's right in there? Or is that, we can't borrow it from the warrant?
Well, there's,
It has exceeded the budgeted amount, so,
well, that's explaining why it happened.
right, so,
But, you know, in the
It's
past
also-
with these, it's kind of like, well, you need to pay your bills kind of thing. But yeah, that's where you don't always need a comment on some of these.
isn't that also the reason we approved it?
Yes.
Yeah, so,
I think this is one area where we may need a little bit more than just that these funds will cover the anticipated legal expenses through June. Just because we get, I mean, if we look at the minutes of the last few meetings, we have been getting questions from the town around why are we not budgeting for these higher legal expenses versus, asking every time in the town meeting for extra free cash for getting these legal expenses covered. So something, I'm not saying
Part of
we
the
have,
reason is if you over budget, you raise too much taxes. So,
right.
yeah, or set up a reserve, yeah.
but weren't the legal
don't know.
expenses due to something to do with the theater or something?
No, that's all done,
And there's
Well,
multiple
this year,
cases,
yeah.
so.
this year's.
So I just shared on the chat itself what was last year.
Okay. If this becomes a recurring theme, I'll just go.
I just copy last
When
year.
in doubt, yeah.
All right. I'll clean this up a little bit. Next one that we can,
Article 6
Right,
is a
feedback
vote
on?
at town meeting.
is our, the operating budget.
No, the petrol union will be vote at the town meeting, right? You will still have to put the comment there.
Oh, are we voting to do that at town meeting?
Yeah,
Because we have like until next week, conceivably could come in the next week.
but our,
We have until Thursday.
Yeah.
this Thursday. No,
Yeah.
but the budget book comments would have already gone for printing by then.
By Thursday?
No,
Next
next
Thursday.
week.
Next Thursday,
But
yes.
if you put that in now, we can change it on Thursday, but
Okay.
otherwise it's done.
Vote at town meeting. Done.
Okay, done.
Operating budget. Just comment about how we like our town to operate. Kind of handy.
Did we have a comment last year?
Yeah, we just put that. Please see the table on the following pages
Oh, yeah.
for AFC and select boards.
Oh, because we didn't have all unanimous.
Yeah, we
votes.
just put the votes for select board as well as the AFC
Yeah.
votes.
We actually had our votes on every line last year. Because we voted them at all different times. It was very
Oh, I see.
complicated last
Yeah.
year. And then we also had ones where not everybody was in favor, so those ones were, separate, but we would do them at different meetings. So there was, 600 and 700 or 70, 70, 720 or something,
Do we want to a line for a comment for the operating budget?
Any feedback, Saroja, or
I think there should be yeah, I mean, it's the town's operating budget. So we should have a comment on there.
level services? I mean, it's,
Yeah, level
Yeah.
services.
Yeah,
we want
Need
the
feedback on which, Prashant?
operating budget. seven.
operating budget, Saroja. So the question is, do we want to put a committee statement on the
Yeah. votes in-
operating budget that we have approved? Previously, it was because we had different kinds of votes on each operating budget line that we just put
Okay.
these were the votes that came in from AFC as well as the select board. But since we have all voted to approve the operating budget, do we want to put some specific narrative for
I
town
think
to know why AFC voted for the operating budget?
support.
Yeah, I mean, we
like you said.
definitely should indicate what compelled this unanimity on the operating budget. And I definitely think we should have some kind of explanatory remark on
Well,
this
we
as
just,
well.
yeah, I think you said it. We supported level services budget for town operating budgets, departments.
Right.
Hence why you see we normally do this stuff with a draft that you can review instead of painstaking.
Community preservation program budget. This is just a procedural vote, just to re-up
Right.
the amounts.
Mhm.
So we agree on the Community Preservation Act, therefore we approve the,
It's
So-
necessary,
Yeah.
In support of the Preservation Act.
yes, it's just sort of like a necessary, thing, bookkeeping exercise or.
Which it is, yeah.
distribution of funds.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what we said last year, that
Thank you.
these future spending from this fund will require a town meeting vote once proposals are created and reviewed by CPC. There's a lot more to read, and the last line says funds are derived from CPA. On property tax bills, voting in favor does not increase the tax levy or CPC surcharge.
Well, that was a good comment.
So I just pasted that
We
on the
would
Zoom.
put those in.
That last line is good clarity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funds are derived from the CPA. That's the last line.
See here. Yeah, vote.
Oh, yeah.
Revolving fund spending limits.
Really?
Revolving.
So the last one says revolving accounts are an efficient way to manage designated revenues for specific services. I will copy paste that.
Reserve funds. So this is the AFC, Country Club, water retained, sewer retained.
Where are you?
Reserve
Number
funds.
10, 10.
10A.
Number 10, okay.
10A.
We believe maintaining reserve funds for unforeseen expenses aligns with the best financial practices and town policies.
Oh, that sounds so good, Sean.
That's all, Walter.
I was gonna
Probably
say,
wasn't all me.
I'm
I was
just
gonna say, that sounds like Walter or
It
Jenny.
does. Yeah, one does sound like me.
credit where it's due.
Do you want to pick from the chat?
What's that?
Sean did post the last year's comment.
Yeah, I'm copying it right now.
Oh, sorry.
Sure.
Are you in pressure, Andrew?
What's that?
Are you under pressure?
No.
Good.
Yeah.
Piece of cake.
If this roundabout works for everybody, it works for me. Let's agree to have 3 or 4 terms for the ones that are basic. And by the way, every one of them has been customized and everything, a lot of copy and paste from last year. But if that makes sense, we're doing it. We're doing it. All right. We talk to Sandra Pond.
I think the only other choice is to put out a draft and then people can review it. But if you're going to ask for individual comments, we're not going to come up with the same statement each
Yeah.
time.
What did we say last year on restocking Sandra Pond?
We view this as a discretionary expenditure that we would prefer to see incorporated into the recreation budget, but we still haven't done it, so we cannot put that comment.
We can still
And I
put
think
it,
last-
and hopefully it happens next time.
Last time we had some negatives on this one. So
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
That was the
although
minority
it
opinion, yeah.
passed. That whole group passed in one block in town meeting.
we approve this
Wasn't even
expense
discussed.
as
As a-
proposed.
Yep.
There's this good line.
Yeah. You don't think I've been waiting for that?
See if you can use
See,
that a few more
yeah,
times.
see, you can copy paste that.
Now you're talking.
Oh, we can try and use that for everything.
Would you believe that for the July 4th block party as well?
Yes.
Small
Well,
business
I
grant
think-
program.
Sorry.
Yep.
Wasn't there
For
an
the
increase
July
for
4th, I feel this line is good. This annual event is attended by residents and a joyful way to celebrate our nation's birthday.
Is
I
that
love
you,
it.
Walter?
Walter,
I don't know. if
His
it's all
emotions.
me, but
That
there
sounds
were
like
many
you.
people that contributed to the.
exactly. And that's good for
Verbiage.
town to know as well that most events are covered through fundraising. So I just gave you that. Most event costs are covered through fundraising, with this allocation providing minimal supplemental support.
So, yeah, just to back up 1 second, when you see article information in there, that's supposed to be somewhat generic and not rooting for a side. Whereas if the committee's saying in favor, you're allowed to root for a side. Basically, you're allowed to say, hey, this is a great party, a lot of people come, it's a good time. The article information just says, this is
I vote
supporting
too.
the annual
So we
4th of
support
July.
celebrations and parties.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Just saying, that's a difference in the tone.
Just write
Article
party.
information is supposed to be very factual. And we're allowed to
Provide a little color
be
commentary.
flowery, yeah.
Small business grant program, 10D.
We feel these grants provide a business-friendly way to support small businesses in town with tangible results.
Oh,
And
I
we have
like
seen
that.
the results. I think, should
Yeah.
we mention, Walter, the ROI that she had shared? Or, I mean, we can pluck that, but
I wouldn't do that.
No, because I think that was a little artificial because they happen to have a business that put in a huge amount of their own money into the same project
And
this year.
it's how they defined
And how they
ROI.
defined it, but
Yeah.
there has been evidence of it being
Being-
valuable.
Yeah.
Let me say, it's been valuable to the businesses that have received the grants because that she did have feedback on, I thought.
And she listed several of the companies. Do we want to do that?
No.
Okay.
If it's questioned, there'll
Sorry,
be a
did we
presentation.
include-
We're not presenting the article, you know, and so
Yeah, she can talk to that.
Okay.
if
But,
it's not questioned.
but we
they'll
saw
just
that there was
pass.
benefit derived.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was value.
And sorry, did we say, if you can just highlight the sentence again, does it also say something about, it's not just that the businesses prospered or, you know, obtained value from the grants, but that there was value provided to the town by the presence of these businesses facilitated by these grants, that there was a real value delivered to the town itself through the exercise of these grants by these organizations. You may want to include that.
I like that. Could you type it and send it to me, please? Or even put it in the chat if you
Yes.
can see the chat.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
I'll put it in the chat.
And keep it as short, but it's excellent suggestion, but
Yep.
it's just,
I will.
Yeah.
What I'm pasting here is not what I will send out
Right,
probably
right.
tomorrow because I'm going to clean this stuff up.
yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay. Keep moving.
Oh, we're good. Thank you. Elections and town meeting. We should have them.
Yeah.
It's our civic duty.
Yeah,
The article allows-
this is a necessary spending to fund the expense of having elections in town meeting. Could be that simple.
Yeah.
I like this statement as well. We feel the cost estimates included are justified.
Oh, that's a good
Oh,
one.
that's-
Too.
Not maybe
Not for this one, but for another
maybe for
one.
another
Yeah,
one.
hold that thought.
For the police vehicle.
No.
No.
Yeah, there. Community preservation plan, Bowman Conservation. We approve this expense as proposed. Although this is the first time with community preservation, so maybe it's worth.
Oh,
It's not just we approve it as proposed. We would approve it as one of the funds that have been chosen, or one of the what is it?
Open
Not topics.
space recreation.
yeah. Community preservation. So it's a good initial use of the funds?
I mean, you could say for all four, we believe this is a good use of the CPC funds.
Yeah.
It depends how much detail you want to go into on each one, why.
We seem to be agreeing that we wanted to keep it nice and simple, but then making everything customized. Is all I'm saying.
So that the one where we saw all the trees and widow makers and all that stuff?
I'm not
So-
sure I want to put the word
Well,
widowmaker
no,
in
no,
our
I wouldn't put that
recommendation.
in there, but that's where she was saying the trees were across the paths and they were dangerous and so we felt it necessary to remove dangerous trees.
To be able to utilize the open space.
Yeah.
All right. Hastings Playground.
I think town has been a great school district, and this playground will be good use of the money for the benefit of the kids.
And again, that's coming out of the CPA, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this portion is actually specific to kids not during school time, but because the whole project, this is the percentage of time kids aren't in school, so you can use CPA funds because
For
it's
it.
open to the general
So I think,
public.
yeah, so I think that clarification is good.
Oh, did you just remove the entire voting, Andrew? Oh no, I think I saw it the way like as if everything got banned.
Oh,
Maybe it
no,
was
it's
just
the way
it's
it's
slowed a little
typing,
bit.
yeah.
Okay.
So we're replacing it with new equipment, right? The playground?
Yes.
But it's for after-school purposes.
Well, it'll also be used during school, but
Yeah.
it's allowed to be used because it's being used. There's a
Used,
value
yeah.
after school.
To be able to use it from those funds.
Preservation and rehabilitation of historic windows. So,
Well, you had a good
yeah, I just
suggestion on
thought that this was,
7,000 a window.
yeah, that though it seems high, it's actually for 18 windows. It's a more reasonable cost for such a comprehensive project.
Yeah.
Right.
And also much needed work to preserve our historical.
For this. Not replace the windows, actually restore.
Restore. Because
We didn't vote on this because Andrew wanted.
it was
to
cheaper than
read the-
replacing, right,
We
with the
could vote on
generic.
this one.
Yeah.
We should probably vote on this one, if we're ready.
On 10D. 11D. 11D.
We don't know if we're in favor or against it till we vote on it.
Which one?
The cemetery.
Oh,
11D.
Because we can vote on that. I mean, I've watched now, so my objection was removed.
Okay. Let me, get back there.
You got it?
Yep,
Page 6.
it's okay, make a motion, Prashant?
Yeah, please go ahead.
I moved, the AFC recommend the town meeting vote in favor of using $100,000 of community preservation historic reserve for the purpose of Midland Cemetery restoration.
Bradley, second?
Any comments or feedback?
Sorry, we're voting on the
Cemetery.
cemetery.
That's right, Saroja.
11D.
11D.
Okay.
So with my own perspective, I'm not sure why I get cemeteries sanctity of life. That's great. They're there for hundreds of years. I'm not sure. I don't see the value. I think the way that the presentation for this was made for folks who have an interest in preserving this sort of element for the town, I think it was a great presentation. People who believe in this are going to support this entirely. I get it. I do, but I'm not one of those people. Cemeteries just seem arcane to me, but people find them to be an important part of the town. And clearly they're an important touchpoint. I think that there's an opportunity to spend much less money on an exceptionally good camera that allows us to take pictures of the existing cemeteries, stones, so that for future archaeological and research purposes, we could still go back and see them when they were in their current heyday. But I don't get preserving cemeteries. Hundreds of years old. I mean, I'm not going to go knock over gravestones or anything, but I don't see the town value for that. So, personally.
But there could be somebody's family who's resting there, and they might have a strong feeling that we do need to preserve that.
Given
is
that
it-
some people stay in this town so long, I will guarantee you that there are people that have family there. So that's not even a hypothetical. There's 100%. I don't know that they're not restoring new cemetery stones. They're restoring ones that are hundreds of years old. And they're not even sealing them for future reference.
You don't want to seal them. in.
What's that?
You don't put sealant crap on stuff you preserve.
No, I know. I guess the idea is that so this is part of the conversation from the select board, is that this isn't an effort to long-term preserve these. This is just an effort to restore as best we can for right now. So
Yeah, a lot of it is putting them back upright, fixing broken
Yep.
ones.
But isn't
Think
that the
about-
family's responsibility, or are these that we don't
These
have
are
family anymore?
historic 800.
Historic
Yeah.
800 plus years, yeah.
If it's Midland.
The other part that I see,
Sounds-
Andrew, in this is that this is coming from the Community Preservation Historic Reserve versus the funds that are coming from free cash. If it was free cash, I'm totally with the points that you mentioned that,
Yeah.
take a picture. But since this is coming from a specific funds which are designed for that purpose itself, where we want to keep it for the historic
A
reasons.
picture's not the same thing, I guess.
Exactly. So
If you don't appreciate it, but if you do spend time in some of these cemeteries with their historic markings, and it's a
Yeah.
peaceful, quiet place, it's very interesting because this is a major part of our history of our town. And spending some money to keep them up, to me, is an important thing.
it's the reason why
And
we
a
go to the
picture
Freedom
of
Trail.
it, a picture of it isn't the same as
I agree.
being
Yeah, yeah.
outside.
I mean, from
Sure,
AFC
there's
standpoint, I see this as a way between the funds being spent versus, like you said, the historical value of it to preserve it. But then the fact that it's coming from the funds which are designed to be meant for such purposes, I feel that that's my support for it and a rationale for it as well.
So the only reason is for historic. It's not a safety thing or anything. So I felt his presentation was similar to the one for the trees falling over, so now we have cement stones falling over, but it's not a safety issue. It's a historic issue, I guess.
And I understand it's coming from a historic budget line, which is what this is created for. However, this isn't the only opportunity to spend the historic funds, so a conscious decision is being made to spend it here and not on something else. So in a world where this was the only thing and we had to spend the historic funds, I would agree with you on, without doubt. But the fact is, there's a series of things to choose from. This was made for a choice for a number of these stones. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be the whole cemetery. It is a lot like the trees. It is a portion of, and it is to deal with the ones that are at the greatest risk of being lost to time. Picking up ones that have fallen over. But it's not the only ones, and it's going to be part of an ongoing expense. But there are other historic preservation ways that this money could be spent conceivably.
That actually brings me to
Yeah, but one comment on that there has not, it did not appear that there was a contention or, a proposal made as to something that would be equal and alternative. And so I wonder why we would contemplate other conceivable options, given that this was the sole, sole approach presented to us. Is it fair for us to think about alternate expenditures when they're not in scope?
Well, that's the question that I was going to bring up just from being on this committee from a little bit more than this year itself, is that last year, or was it last to last year? I think it was last year, we were presented with a warrant article item which AFC had cut down, was about marking some of the buildings as historic or doing some research, if you remember, about identifying more buildings which are historic so that they can be put in the archive, if you remember. And we said that, okay, while instead of spending X amount of money, why don't we start with less and then see what is the value add and benefit that we got out of that identification. And then maybe in the future town articles, we could request for more money if we do see a benefit of it. But I didn't see any mention of that. So I don't know where that went after it came to the town meeting articles. But to your point, yeah, I understand where you're coming from that, do we have a backlog and what was the choice made when they were discussing upon?
Well, they did explain that they felt this cemetery needed to work the most. There's 3 historic cemeteries.
But
They're
again,
a historical commission. This is their thing.
Yeah, but cemetery work isn't the only thing that's available. And like, yes, we have 3, and yes, we have more that needs to be done. If there's an interest for those who have an interest in preserving them, and I know there's a ton of them, and I understand that, so it's not a knock on that perspective. But historical spending doesn't only have to happen on cemeteries. It's happening on windows, for example. So there are other things out there. And Saroja, you make the point, we're not faced with anything else, but money we're not spending now is money that we can spend later if there's another project that's determined. And I think Prashant's example is an excellent one that we were presented with something last year, and we pushed back in terms of where we wanted to spend the money from it, and so the town has decided, based on what they heard from town meeting, they've decided that wasn't something they were ready to try and advance more of. There are other projects out there. So I'm sorry, Saroja, you were saying?
Yeah, so there's another aspect here. I thought that this was due to a grant from the state. And can we clarify whether these monies would disappear if not used in this year's budget? So that's
No,
one question that I have.
They don't
And then
disappear.
They stay
Okay.
in our revolving
then-
fund, the CPC revolving fund, specifically dedicated for the historical.
Okay, and then the second thing is, just as some of us defer to the school committee to determine what priorities internally that they may place upon how the money is allocated to the school is utilized. Similarly, we would want, I think, to defer to the historical commission on their expertise on what they believe should be the priorities internally for their organization. It seems to me that the sole question that we in the committee should consider is, are these monies available, and are they going to be utilized in totality for, some worthwhile endeavor? And it seems like we would be. As to whether 2 years down the road there's something even more worthwhile that would come our way, it's unclear to me that we should be the ones to, decipher that and analyze that, because we are not the historical commission or the advisory finance committee. Let the historical commission place its own priorities and then just simply ask us to contemplate, the outlay. So that's a little bit of my response to you, Andrew.
They presented this article thinking that this is the highest priority for them. So what's the question there? I mean, if it was not a high priority for them, they would have not brought this article.
So I'm sorry, are we talking about the police
Exactly.
vehicle, which they think is a high priority, and which they want they're the experts on, and they want to spend the money? No, we're not, but we are.
But
No, we're not.
they've been looking to do this for quite some time.
Yep.
And we finally have CPC funding. And the first thing the Historical Commission has brought up is this. In fact, the only thing they brought up.
Well, they're doing the Bowman Conservation too,
That's
right?
not
In
Historical
fact-
Commission.
Sorry,
That's
Sorry,
a
guys.
It's the
different
same
group.
money. It's,
yeah,
it's
I'm
the
going to comment on.
community preservation.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's all right. Yeah, I just looked.
I was.
Go ahead. Go ahead,
Forgive me.
Saroja.
I think I'm out of sync. I don't want to. No. Go ahead, Terry. I'll comment after you. Forgive me. I think there might. I don't know if I'm hearing the line. Forgive me. I definitely don't want to. Please continue.
Go ahead, D.
No, I thought, we're only spending 25,000 on Bowman Conservation with falling trees, and we want to spend 100,000 on the cemetery.
It's not
But
25, it's
that's all
75.
they asked. That's what they felt they needed. So the Conservation Commission or Conservation Director comes and says, "This is what I need." She wasn't saying she needed $100,000 right now. So I don't know why. They're sort of unrelated, in my opinion. That this would be money that they would spend over multiple years. And it's a completely different thing than someone coming in with a, you can picture a crew comes in, cuts some trees, and they're very,
But that's
Hard.
open space.
Yeah.
Like the comparable here is the windows,
right.
because historic money is coming from CPC historic money for the windows, CPC historic money for the cemetery.
Correct.
So the Bowman and the elementary school, that's different bucket of CPC
I
money.
think it comes that if you don't value the cemetery,
Yep.
so I do. So
Oh, sure.
I'm not going to agree with your opinion. but that's why
Oh,
we
no,
vote.
no. I just want to make sure we're doing an apples to apples here. I think that,
You keep saying the same thing.
Sorry, and I'm gonna just jump in. Somebody made a comment, is this not, how can we, I thought the comment was this, they brought up the police, mobile,
Yeah.
command vehicle. And why is it that, we want to defer to the internal priorities of the historical commission, whereas, some of us are making an explicit comment on the request for funding for the mobile command. I think that is not an argument that, speaking of apples to apples, that we can make because of the following. Here, we can show that risk is still mitigated and safety is still maintained in the absence of the mobile command vehicles. Whereas, what is the outcome of not doing, the preservation of the cemetery? That is disrepair and an irrevocable damage to these cemetery headstones. I think that is the difference. And so, because I think one would not want history to be, irreparably damaged with respect to these stones, and there is no other alternative, it must be restored. Otherwise, it's, deterioration. Whereas with the mobile command, we have alternatives. The state has a mobile command that can be borrowed. There's sister towns that may support our usage of these mobile command setups. And additionally, to date, the police has been doing a tremendous job, ensuring the safety of the town, even in the absence of the mobile command vehicle. Whereas we cannot say something analogous with respect to the headstones, the cemetery stones. That's my response to that.
So I think just to, in the interest of time, I think we have got feedback from everybody. I think we realize that this is something which splits the vote between our committee and probably it will do in the town as well. So should we just, if there's any other comment, Andrew, since you started,
No.
please go ahead.
No, no
Otherwise we can
problems.
vote and
Yeah, let's vote.
move ahead. Yep. Okay. Ahuja, yes.
Angelakis, yes.
Bradley, no?
Who's next?
Jane is not
It's
there.
me,
Yeah.
because Clap
Saroja?
is not you. Yeah, I'm waiting for clap. Yes, Kinsuge, yes.
Kumsi, yes.
Leslie, yes.
O'Day, yes.
So we are 610. The
6-0.
610.
Okay.
So the Article 11D is recommended by the AFC 610.
And what are of all the things, because we talked about a whole bunch of things, what are the positives that we want to put in the reasons for
Preserve history.
preserve history?
Yeah.
And it meets the need for the purpose of that bucket of the CPC. So,
To preserve the historical sentiments of the residents of the
I
town.
think, you know what? Because of the discussion we had, I think it's worthwhile to say it's not just that we're preserving history, because we are preserving history to avoid, as I said before, irrevocable damage to these historic headstones. I think that piece is important to say, because again, the question might be raised, why would we recommend, this money? Because there is no other alternative. They are in a precarious state, and they must be repaired in order to preserve history.
Yep.
So, something to that effect. I can put it in Zoom if.
no, that's all right. That's good. Andrew, I'll fill in the reasons against. Seems I can't ask anybody else.
Ask me, Andrew.
Done. Next one, capital improvement plan, ambulance replacement.
Again, use that terminology in terms of replacement timing. Right, these are all ones that need to
Yeah.
get replaced per the schedule, right?
Yeah.
But you had some terminology from last year.
Yeah. You would explain to me that it's on some sort of a replacement schedule,
Right.
so we
Right.
don't have
Right.
all these ancient vehicles hanging around.
And that's going to be true of most of the things that are that we have here.
Yeah, that's right. Most of the DPW capital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
it
guess you
says-
could ask, are there any of these capital items we want to comment differently on? anything that's
No,
not a
the mobile-
replacement or
Well,
something.
the mobile command unit,
That's, yeah, 'cause
obviously.
that's not a replacement.
right, the rest,
I mean, yeah,
Let me
like
go
the
through it.
police
They're all
vehicles are on a
replacement.
regular
I think what we-
schedule, so
yeah.
yeah, that all makes sense.
I think last time what we said is we agree this replacement is necessary and in the interest of public safety.
boom.
Okay, so it's the mobile
And
command.
it's a scheduled replacement.
Vehicle.
It's a
I think
scheduled.
we need to keep scheduled in there.
Is necessary, comma, in the interest of public safety and part of schedule,
Yeah, it's a scheduled replacement for
scheduled
public safety and
replacement. Yep.
All right, got it.
Yeah, and I think with the golf course ones, it's important to mention that the cost is paid by the golf fees.
Right.
Right. So are we okay with me using that language? Some variation on replacement
Yeah.
is in the interest of public safety is in keeping with the scheduled replacement of capital items.
that's perfect.
Yeah,
Capital, and we're going to do that for utility vehicle and police vehicle
Yeah.
and loader replacement and 1 ton and 6-wheel dump truck and skid steer
Yep.
Yeah.
and administrative vehicles. Golf course area.
Are you going to comment on the police mobile command? I did post a an explanation as to the naysayers, and
Yep.
unfortunately, I couldn't edit a grammatical typo here. I say and mitigate risk for its constituents when referring to the police, but it should really say mitigate risk for their constituents without a gap in service. But you'll figure that out.
That too shall be fixed.
But it's in the-
So I've copied and pasted your
It's in
notes
the-
right here. We'll come back to the 4 comments in just a moment. I just want to finish doing the replacements for all most of these other ones.
and probably the
Okay.
aerator is the only
Okay.
one for the country club this time, right?
But that would have an additional comment that
Yeah.
they are self-funded through
Yeah.
the retained earnings of the.
That aerator's like 20 years old. I don't think that's a replacement schedule.
No, but it is
yeah.
old, so it needs to be replaced.
That one might get a little more. Well, it's got to have a different sentence anyway, so.
Yeah,
might
it
as
needs
well
its
say
own funding.
It's due for replacement,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
paid for through the golf fees.
Done.
Yeah. Perfect.
Sweet, short and sweet. That's our first short and sweet one.
All right. Going back
Sure,
to
yes.
Saroja's point, the police mobile command.
What do you got for the negative?
Yeah.
Yeah, I put it in the Zoom chat. Basically, I said something to this effect. Command vehicles are available from other sources, including the state and sister towns. But I think there's one more level of organization that the not just sister towns and the state, but I think there's like another,
It was from
What do you call
Worcester,
it? Like,
so it was available.
There's a county one.
the county. Yes, I
Yeah.
needed to, but the edit feature is not allowing me to actually edit, and I'm not sure why. But it really should say other sources, including the state, the county, and sister towns. Given this, and that the police are able to satisfy their requirement to provide safety and mitigate risk for their constituents without a gap in service, even in the absence of this mobile command setup. Budgetary constraints cause members of the team to vote no.
All right.
Sounds good to me.
And then you're going to succinctly summarize that and put it in the notes.
Maybe we'll see.
Okay.
But reasons in favor of the command vehicle.
In favor?
Yeah.
I think the town looks to be upfront and ahead in
Yeah.
making sure it's ready for the future needs of the.
And it was
Safety.
partially funded by the Westborough Police Foundation.
And a grant.
And it can.
In a grant.
Yeah.
Increase public safety and surveillance.
Increase surveillance.
So I think
Well, I'd
town wants to
careful
be,
with that one.
Andrew, I
Yeah,
think
I
they
know.
want, I think you say want to be proactive,
Proactive, yeah.
right? Remember, he wanted to lead, not follow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd say be proactive and
Replace.
gain support from grants and or reduce costs via grants and Westborough Police Foundation. Yeah, hodgepodge.
Grants and donation. All right. We can, to be cleaned up later. All right, chart of accounts. We'll have to speak in code if we,
Yeah, don't tell
John.
John. I mean, I think it's important to have a good, get synchronous with the,
Yes.
with the schools and the town side with a
It's a forward step, yeah.
modernization of the chart of accounts.
Yeah, it's a forward step for modernization of the school and the town finances, between the school and the town finances.
love it.
And this will help with future synergies too, right?
Enable
You can add
future-
buzzwords later when we go to the editing.
Keep going, keep going.
Fire department
I
AV.
think you want to achieve an economy of scale. That's really what you're going after.
So
No.
Any other buzzwords?
I think the audio video is, to me, our meeting room. There are only a few meeting rooms, and they're important
Yeah.
that for transparency,
transparency, yeah.
to have good equipment operating.
Yeah, yep, yep.
It's true for
Which are critical for the town.
But are we talking about the fire station now?
well, they're both
Fire
the same
department.
thing,
Oh,
really.
okay. All right.
They're both public meeting rooms.
Oh, okay.
For the, yeah, critical for the town, transparency towards the town.
To allow for the open meeting policy.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
To support the open meeting policy. Yep, makes sense.
All right. I don't have a typo here. I'll worry about that later.
Yeah.
I'll use the same one for fire department for and memorial.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are we okay with that?
Yeah,
Yep.
and they're the same, and Andrew will like it. The same.
Elections equipment.
I think this goes along the lines of the replacement.
Yeah,
equipment,
replacement, out of date.
10 years old.
Yeah.
And it's important to keep election equipment functional.
Yeah.
But not the public safety.
That's not public safety, that's
Good hygiene.
public trust.
Land management plans. I got the negatives. Or I
You
got
do?
feedback for negative.
Oh, you did, okay.
Yeah, I guess my positive would be, I think it's important to plan. We own many, we own multiple conservation areas. It's important to create a plan
For the use.
for the use and
Best use.
maintenance.
Oh,
Gotta have it.
Water main replacement.
We probably had this article last year. 'Cause
What I mean?
Yeah, can you find that?
town
It's all retained
water
earnings.
improvement.
but I thought these were only for one-time deals. They can have
Well,
them
we do
ongoing.
similar things. It's
Okay,
one time, a bunch. I mean, some,
okay.
we said last year, we agree these are worthy expenses to improve our water system. Blah, blah, blah. We have math in here, but the cost is paid for by water users and not the tax levy.
Mm,
Might
yeah.
be an important thing on all the water and sewer.
Okay.
Water meter reading systems. That's it's going to be kind of the same thing for
Yeah,
the water tank, booster station improvements,
Yeah.
water
It's a
capital
similar
improvement.
thing. You can come up with a water one and a sewer one. I mean, it's important to maintain your water system, right? And the cost is borne by the water users. And the same is true with the sewer. Culvert, I guess, is stormwater. That prevents flooding.
So it has it through sewer capital when they do this one. To maintain sewer infrastructure. Is it water pays for the sewer as well, right? Do we say water users or sewer users?
No,
'Cause
then
we-
it would be sewer
They're separate.
users.
Yeah,
I know it's a separate line on the, I guess
On the
it's possible
bill.
some
Yeah.
people have separate ones.
Yeah, some people
have septic.
don't have or have water and do have sewer or vice versa.
Culvert, same thing for stormwater.
Yeah.
Except for stormwater, yeah. That would be paid for out of stormwater fees, but everybody pays those, so I don't, but it is out of the general.
Stormwater assessment. Gibbons Middle School. This is
I
the
think this is,
shed.
Yeah, making a space functional again.
Yeah, it was
Use-
cost effective.
Cost-effective way to make the building useful. Cost-effective is a good word there.
Yeah, I like that one.
Cost-effective. More cost-effective than the first proposal.
Sewer state pump station improvements.
Mm.
Same thing with the,
Yeah,
Yeah. that's
Maintain.
where-
that's a borrow, though,
What was the cost of that?
2.3 million, I think.
Holy shit.
For the wastewater, yeah. That's why I'm not building one in my house.
I had one, but I gave it away.
High school A and B roof.
Much needed to preserve the school and the safety of the kids.
yep.
And prevent other damage if you, right?
This is really a safety risk.
I'll probably put the safety of the kids before the school property, but it'll be cleanup.
Yep.
Capital stabilization fund, 256,000.
Yeah, so this is the amount of free cash that we normally would spend up to this year, but we're not. And so we're saving it for
Other purposes.
another day
Yeah,
and staying
rainy day.
within our fiscal policies.
So the normal amount we would be spending would be like 1.5%. That's about
Yeah, and I think we're
2.1 million.
spending 1.3 million percent or something.
So then capital needs were below the threshold, right,
right.
of the financial, or the financial
So
guidance?
conceptually, next year, or some year, you have more than you normally could spend, you could take this
The
money and
difference.
one of the articles could be based on this. It was-
So it's basically being underspent, undercommitted, and then deferred.
Another reserve fund, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, the reserve, and deferred for future use, future years. But it's earmarked. Okay,
For capital. yeah.
yeah,
Future capital.
okay. What else you got?
All right. Water treatment plant repairs and improvement. This is the 10 million.
Yeah,
Important to maintain.
This is critical
Very important to maintain. And,
maintenance for
Yeah, it
maintenance
was-
of a critical
and a light. was it
infrastructure
from
of the
this-
town.
Yeah,
right, and it is paid for by the sewer use.
Yeah, and paid for the
It's paid by who?
sewer
Sewer
users.
uses.
sewer usage.
Well, it's part of your
Sewer
water and
bills,
sewer
part
bill.
of the sewer users.
Isn't that one that's also paid for by Shrewsbury
Critical.
Well, yes,
and Hopkinton?
Mm-hmm.
yes, we're paying our share, but
Yeah,
yeah, that's true.
Well, I wouldn't
I
put
think
tax
the
levy
article
because
probably information
What's
probably
that?
says that already.
borrowing would
think-
ultimately come down to the
let me
tax
look.
levy, right? I'm just thinking, and not a tax
Yeah, it
levy.
should. That's a good point.
yeah, I would want to know.
So it's not coming
Yeah.
from
We're
a
not
tax
paying it
levy.
all
It's
ourselves.
coming
That's
from a reserve.
A reserve, okay.
So we don't have to tax people to get this. So there's not going to be a tax levy.
No,
Yeah, so it might be important to mention the costs are shared with Shrewsbury and Hopkinton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
in
There was
our
like
comment.
56% from Shrewsbury, so,
right. Well, the cost and the borrowing cost.
yeah, right.
Shrewsbury and whom?
Hopkinton,
Hopkinton is a small percent.
yeah, it was really small.
They're like 5%, just the end of town.
Hazardous tree removal. We have the anti, any pro. I think it's helpful that we're getting ahead of the project. I think it's work that needs to be done.
Yeah.
Sure. That sounds good.
Public safety,
I mean, I think our hiking trails are used a fair amount, and keeping them updated is important. Part of recreation. I don't know.
All right.
Just
Police-
curious,
Yep.
Walter, what was the reason for your no for this?
That was me.
Oh, sorry. What was your no for that, Prashant?
So there is a long explanation. So proposed appropriation more appropriately treated as a recurring operating expense than as one-time use of free
Gotcha.
cash. Do you want to hear the rest?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. Hazardous, no, do we do hazardous tree? Police Department organizational assessment.
We voted in favor, right? So, I mean, I like this idea because I thought that it's good to have an outside group look at us for operational efficiency and safety of operation. You know, what can we do better? What are we doing really
Improve
well?
on the ways of working and also the right strength.
but what wasn't one of the other reasons you support it was that it wasn't, it hadn't been the full organization hadn't been done before. So this is the
Right,
first
last time it was only the patrol officer.
Right.
Patrol officer,
Patrolmen,
right,
basically, yeah. And
Was that
this
the one
time
from
it's the whole
18?
department. We also have more ranks now and
This is 19th.
Article
But was
19.
that 2018 when the last study was done?
I think it was 2019,
19.
One was
2019.
18, one was
Okay.
19.
and I think it's past its time or whatever.
I thought you were saying it was the 19th because it's Article 19.
Article
but
19,
it's,
yeah.
But also in
I didn't realize it was
2019.
20.
That's kind of interesting.
Previous assessment in 2019 was only patrol officers. All right. Fire services regionalization study.
It's a worthwhile investment to see if regionalization can give us improved services at a
Cost effective
Cost.
cost-effective
services. Here's a question for you, which I went back and re-listened to everything. If this was something he felt really strongly about, and he's on the fire chief, and he's on the state level boards or whatever,
It's not a board, it's
Well,
an organization
yeah.
of fire chiefs.
but why is there not any grant money coming from the state to try to push
He
for
thinks
this?
there might be.
So so if we
So
get
we're
that, then we
doing
don't have
this
to
and
pay
we
it.
may not use it. If we got grant, we wouldn't have to spend it and it would revert to free cash.
Right. So I would push hard to try to
But
get a
sometimes
grant first.
you need
Local commitment.
some matching fund or another or whatever, so.
Okay, so we'll have to follow
And
up
it
on
shows
that.
interest. The whole community overwhelmingly votes against this, then, maybe he doesn't pursue it. I don't know. Sort of a good test.
No, I was just wondering about the grants. Okay.
Yeah, and that takes time, as you know.
Yep.
I mean, which year they're gonna come and when.
Yeah, no, I was just trying to think if the state was really pushing hard
Well,
for
he
it.
thinks there might, whether or not for this part of the study or not, but that if we were to go ahead, there might be funds to help facilitate that.
And so then is there a note here that it also will only go forward if Southborough supports it?
That's a good point.
I don't know if that's in our motion. In the motion.
I think that
But
can be one
it
of the
is shared
questions that
cost
could
in
be
Southborough.
asked in the town meeting to be prepared.
What
with.
happens if Southborough? I know they had a town meeting recently. I don't know if
They
they,
didn't cover it.
at the special town meeting they had.
No,
Okay.
they covered the school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So then it'd probably be in
roof.
the spring. You wouldn't know for a while.
Because then we don't go forward if they don't. So it's
You'd
contingent
have to find
on,
another dancing partner.
right, so it's contingent on finding a partner.
Yeah.
But do we need to mention that Southborough will be voting to pay for a second half? Because, I mean, we are doing what we can do from our share, but
Right.
Yeah, but it's,
But this
I
whole
mean,
thing
that's-
goes away if they don't pay for it at all.
Yeah.
it's contingent on Southborough.
it's,
Yeah.
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 All right. I'll clean up the language.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a question. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just about to move on. What's up, Saroja?
So we're on school town operational efficiency study, right? For
have
some
not.
reason, I have this thought niggling at me, which is I thought I voted no on Article 21 because I remember I asked questions about it and I thought that I wasn't particularly compelled by the reasoning for this efficiency study. But if I'm on the record as having said yes, I guess it has to remain, but I thought I voted
said
no.
yes.
Yeah, I have her down as
Yeah.
yes.
I thought you did after I was watching.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we could re-vote if you want to change your vote, though.
I do want to change my vote if that's possible, if there's a procedural way that
Yep.
that can happen.
we just move it.
Okay.
Jane
We
won't be
have
voting
7
today.
of us here. Again, it's a different 7.
Yeah,
okay.
Jane won't be voting today.
All right.
But that's okay.
I mean, based on the
Well,
recording.
if we want to do that,
she's-
then I want to go back and re-vote
If she had
on
said
the,
no, can we not
on
change
the
that?
police
Yeah.
vehicle.
I'll do it with you.
Well, you didn't,
I wasn't
okay.
here. No, I know.
No, but you didn't, she believes that she may have a mistaken
Oh,
vote, which is a
A
different
different
thing.
thing.
and that's
Okay, that's fair.
I mean, we can revote anything, but generally, it's
Right.
better, if you're gonna revote it for no specific reason, it's generally more fair if we've done that in the past when everybody
We've
was
done it
there.
at town meeting.
Yeah,
Oh,
well, at least
okay.
because you knew that everybody's there. In this particular case, you have someone that would have preferred to vote differently than they did or perceived they did. So I mean, that
That's fair.
seems more fine to me.
That's fair.
But if you want to bring up other ones, that's a little just,
No, I'll do it at town
No,
meeting.
but if we can watch the recording and if she clearly had said no to that, then,
What?
we could just record the other vote, but it might just be easier to revote it.
but
It's
Jen is
different
not here
people.
today to
Yes.
vote.
That doesn't matter. Like,
Doesn't matter completely, but probably you're here and you weren't or something, because there were 7 and we have 7 now, so guessing Beth wasn't here, that,
No,
Terry wasn't here
No.
and Beth wasn't here.
oh,
Correct.
maybe Terry wasn't.
I was not.
Oh,
But I
okay, so
watched
you were.
it. I watched
I
it on
was here,
TV.
yeah.
So would you like to make a motion?
I'd like to, yes.
Would you
go
like
ahead.
us to do that, Saroja? Because I'm willing.
I would, but again, if I'm allowed to and all of that.
We can vote as many times as we want.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Leslie, I move that the AFC recommend to town meeting that they use $75,000 of free cash for the purpose of a town school operational efficiency study.
Bradley, second.
Any questions or comments? I think.
Well, we'll collect comments in a month.
Right, in a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, Ahuja, yes.
Angelakis, yes.
Bradley, yes.
I would say, yeah, so Hansoge, no.
Oopsie, yes.
Leslie, yes.
O'Day, yes.
So now we're 6-1. Oh.
I'm just saying it would have been pretty funny if Saroja was like, yeah, I'll vote yes.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I changed my mind.
All right.
You guys,
Do you mind, Saroja, providing your comments as well while we move to the
yeah,
next
I'm
one?
going to provide my comment. I think that the cost of the study versus the efficiencies. In fact, I think I might have made a similar point. The cost of
You
the
did.
study versus the value of the efficiency to be brought about does not appear to be in proportion.
All right, and I vehemently disagree with that. So I think this would be the first time they'll have a chart of accounts. They'll have the same spending that they'll be able to look across the towns and the schools. So they'll have complete visibility and an apples to comparison. Then they'll be able to look operationally at how each organization runs. And there should be opportunities to identify how they do work and where they have synergies, and then where they have differences that either the synergies you can collapse into, into reduction of superfluous or redundant work, or you can look at opportunities and just say, hey, there are legitimate reasons why things are done differently. That work has not ever been done, and there's a compelling reason to try to understand that, especially where we have a school committee managing one organization and a town manager managing another organization. I think it brings them both together, and it's the first time they're able to do that.
Yeah, I mean, to me, one employee saving would be
Yeah.
$75,000 per year for the next 30 years or something. But it seems likely when you go, first of all, we've been asking for this kind of study. I think it's good to have an independent person look at it. They have to do a fair amount of work to understand what we're doing today and make recommendations. And there are a lot of potential areas of purchasing, HR, building maintenance,
Benefit.
IT services.
Yeah.
IT services,
Yeah.
et cetera, that maybe there are areas that make sense and maybe there aren't that don't, but I certainly would love to see it, to see what someone said besides us who have always said,
I'd be
can't you
surprised.
guys share the same department?
Yeah, I'd be surprised if they don't find the savings in just in the purchasing opportunity alone, in terms of bringing scale together.
And I think the superintendent made a good point that I think she made this point anyway, as I recall, that it's important to have someone outside as well
Yeah,
that's
you have to.
looking at it.
I was going
fresh
to
eyes.
add to this that I think this presumes a high quality study, and I think that some of these costs can be reduced by the respective members of the school and the town reviewing rather self-evident opportunities for scale and efficiency. It's unclear to me that $75,000 needs to be spent on an external consultant to provide rather obvious remarks on efficiencies regarding the combined use of IT services or other aspects.
Yeah,
that
perfect.
may-
And so just to finalize, and Saroja, honestly, having seen this over and over again in industry, people hug trees. It's very difficult to be able to see the light of how someone else does it and to say, hey, that's a better way to do it than what I'm currently doing. So I think it always just brings up more visibility, and to have a third party in there to be able to help also keep a very calm kind of calm background behind it, so you can get to the heart of the issues. Okay,
So
I've
long as they're
spoken.
not hugging hazardous trees.
and I don't know how
Sorry.
this would be.
I think we have got the
Right.
comments. We
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
move on. If
Okay,
you don't
we're
mind,
good.
Saroja.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
can talk at town meeting.
Yeah.
Revolving fund for electrical vehicle charging revenue.
This is one of those makes sense for bookkeeping.
Oh, yeah. You need an
That's all.
account to put the money.
Yeah. To be able to track
Right.
potential future usage savings.
Incidentally,
It'll just apply the money that you derive
From
from
the-
the stations towards what can be used for the station, so it makes sense. It
Okay.
becomes self-funding.
incidentally, bookkeeping and bookkeeper are the only words in the English language that
I
have
think it
three
goes the same
double.
as the last time.
but
It's an
letters.
efficient way to manage designated revenues for specific services.
Oh, that's
Ooh, I
perfect.
like
Exactly.
that.
That's it.
Ooh,
Did
wanna
you,
send me
did
that
you
one?
read that from
Wrote that.
somewhere?
Yes, no,
Must-
not at this time. Not today.
Sean wrote that.
okay.
Transfer of property
Transfer of property.
makes sense, so the school can control their property
Yeah.
as they best see it.
Yeah.
What did Chris Pan said? This was the traffic signal's done. This is I don't want to say bookkeeping, it's the opposite of it. It's
Which 24 you're looking at?
it's sort of
Yeah.
a necessary documentation thing. I don't know. He had a good, you could look up his comment. It was basically spot on.
All right, Saroja, I'll get that in just a moment. So for the signals necessary for, I'm looking at 24 now.
Yeah, we were just saying, yeah, Chris Pan sent a very concise sentence the other day when he
Take a look.
sent to us, so we could use, I mean, it was basically that the signal is done, and this is a formality to allow the paperwork to conclude.
Okay.
Oh, is this bureaucracy?
Might be
Help the
important to
man,
have
help the
it.
It's a
man.
cleaning up the document. It's a cleaning up of the documentation. This is cleaning up the documentation.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because they probably had to accept an easement to actually put the pole with the light
Yeah,
on
I
it.
think the line is pretty self-explanatory. The project is complete. This is cleaning up the documentation.
Oh,
Same thing with utility easements?
Uh,
No, this one
No.
is
this
not
is
complete.
different.
This one, I believe, is needed.
Wait,
The
that's
easements
the
are
one-
necessary to facilitate work associated with the waterline project along Route 9.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for the water project.
Shall I give that to you?
Sure. I have a version of it already.
Okay.
Sidewalk easements for Otis Street
haven't
improvement.
voted
We
yet.
have not voted that yet.
We'll probably vote it. Well,
Thursday?
we'll see if we have information Thursday or not. But
yeah.
do you know, John?
Relative to them progressing, I don't,
No, but whether we would know the number for the,
oh, no, you're not coming.
okay, so we may, you can put it down, we'll vote it
Town
Vote
meeting.
in
town meeting, and we'll change it Thursday if we don't. If we vote it then.
Okay.
All right. We'll vote at town meeting. Yeah, I should find a way to get rid of that yellow if we're voting on town meeting. So golf cart leases for 5-year terms?
It's
Makes
more
the best sense for-
economical,
yeah.
most economical sense to allow a 5-year. lease.
Financially viable solution.
Versus 3.
And I think the same for the next one.
Yep.
It makes sense to proactively replace.
Yeah.
All right. Art, now we're just getting to the land ones. Petition deadline. Change
I
of
think
petition.
we just mentioned that it's important that citizens petitions are
Submitted in
handed in time to get a thorough review
timely manner for
and
enough sufficient time to
for
review.
vetting and whatever you want to say.
And
To give sufficient town the sufficient time to review, vet, and
Verify
Provide
signatures,
feedback.
they said, and
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, but AFC selfishly would like to have more time with them, yes. But you're right, for the clerk.
the review.
Yeah.
Specialized energy code. I think that this is something that's going to be coming to more towns. Right now, we're getting in early enough so that we may be able to benefit from
The grants.
Grant
state
money.
grant money.
Yep.
This is-
That's in support of the sustainability objectives too, isn't it?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you all looked really good on TV.
Did we?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, wow.
Tried to dress up for you.
I try to wear colors. Not today. I didn't feel colorful today.
You're a colorful character.
Oh, thank you.
Character.
There you go.
Downtown business district.
Should we also say that there's a de minimis impact on existing building costs?
Are you on
Exactly.
31?
Yeah.
My
Yeah, in
major impression
This is
on that
30.
is
This
it's
is
going to
30.
make it easier. It's going to make it more understandable.
I think we were back still on 30, but.
30, you're,
Oh, okay.
You're-
I thought you were
I don't know if
31.
It's de minimis. I thought there was no impact on existing.
Oh, no, there's like a 1 to 4% additional cost for
Yeah.
for these sorts of things. But that's also going to be wiped out if we ever have to go to the state thing, because we're requiring that it be built up to code. So there's a potential savings on energy efficiency and stuff like that.
But that's for new buildings.
Yes.
Yeah, so you were saying it's on 31,
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I thought we were on 31.
we switched now.
So good.
Just makes it easier for people.
All right. 31, downtown business district.
Simplify and
Yeah,
standardize.
simplify.
What does it simplify?
Simplify what already exists and make it provide more opportunities for business.
The
Simplifies and
zoning
provides.
requirements for the area.
Yeah. And clarity.
Simplify the zoning requirements. All right.
Okay.
Counterpoints for what was provided by Prashant. Although also opportunity for feedback from Walter on this one. It's the signs.
Which one you on?
Off-premise signs, 32.
Digital billboard.
Digital billboards.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the
Could
I
potentially bring more
I sent you
revenue,
my
Would
opinion.
more
you
income
say?
to the town.
he
I
doesn't
was
want it.
basically no one ever said that that's a beautiful billboard.
Yeah. He's right.
You could take mine as well.
Another thing for me
Okay.
is, and I'm with you on this, Camp,
Okay.
is it just goes counter to everything we're doing around preserving the downtown, the historic, commission, conservation. So historic, conservation, community, it just goes, for me, it just goes counter to everything that we're funding and we're supporting and trying to preserve Westborough. And for me, the billboards are just counter to all that activity.
So this is highway billboards. That statement's still true.
It still applies. It
Okay.
still applies because
Right.
you still have those highway billboards leading into Westborough.
And we get to use it for us
We did.
for, I forget the time limit, per month.
Right.
15, 16 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
you. do.
they give us messages on the ones on Route 9 too.
Right, and there's-
I think those have a little more benefit for us because it's on Route 9, not out in the highway, but
Would you like to look? You said this. Would you like to look at a tree or a billboard? I'm quoting Walter.
I said, in our view, the limited compensation and public messaging benefits do not justify the intrusive disruption of the landscape. Rarely, if ever, has anyone looked at a billboard and remarked, "What a lovely sight."
That was really prolific.
They've never said that about me either, by the way. So did you want to
Just my
share that?
opinion.
Did you want to share that,
Yeah, you
some of
need
that language, and I'll see if I
I
can.
emailed it to you.
Oh, you
today.
did. Oh, that's the one you emailed. Okay.
Oh.
Thank you. Sorry, I missed that one.
I was wondering why. Yeah, I was like, wow, it just came right off your tongue. Yeah.
I read it this afternoon.
Research drive. Positives. Opportunity to provide.
Bring more revenue to the town.
Yeah, there's revenue, although there's the cost side as well. So
right.
The cost will be offset by the revenue which will be generated potentially.
Possibly, yeah. Therein lies the concern.
I know.
But
So
there's
that's why
certainly
Yep.
a way to keep the property, vital, sorry, word.
Controlled.
No, but I mean like alive, because right now,
Oh, yeah.
office buildings are very hard to rent. They don't have high value.
They're dying.
If you have a mixed use, you will have higher value and, probably a nicer place overall. Does provide some housing, has the risk of obviously more students, but we're losing students.
And
We're 200 down this year anyway.
Not a bad
we
thing.
will know those details only when we have a detailed planning done by
Yeah.
this.
What did you say?
We'll only know if this will add more revenue to the town. Along with that, what are the downside of it? Meaning, how much more police patrol do we need? How many more?
Right. So the
Fire service
effect on safety,
When they
the
really
schools,
do the
sewer.
Planning. Yeah.
when they do
Sewer
the
and water.
plan. So right now, this is just like a theoretical, you do the zoning, hey, these are some ideas we had for this project. You won't know the real numbers
Exactly.
for a while, but if you're willing to believe that it would improve,
And for us to be able to see the realistic numbers.
It's a tweener. It's not.
It's a teaser.
It's a gamble.
For us to be able to
This-
see the detailed numbers, we should allow this to happen so that they can come up with some detailed plan as to how they would like to do this.
Right. And but that lies in the
Did the planning board
decision
approve
making
it?
of the planning department.
Exactly.
I don't,
Does
their
it-
meeting
I'm
might,
wond-
might be either this week or last week. I
Which
haven't
I'm wondering
watched
if the
them, most
planning
recent.
board approved it. Does
Well,
anybody?
I haven't seen.
I have not.
Okay.
They were doing public hearings on their articles, and I think they got continued. I don't remember if their next meeting was coming Wednesday, or it was last
I
Wednesday.
thought, yeah, I thought it was last week, but it could be wrong.
So they may have continued it to the next one, because they really don't have to make up their opinion until town meeting,
Oh, they don't?
right? Because they'll present it at town meeting. They
Oh,
say
okay.
they'll vote. They're not in our book for some.
Okay.
They have a little, so they could even do it next.
Do you have enough, Andrew, on that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, everybody's going to get another shot at this, so I expect this to be, Pareto, 80%. The authorizing voting for kids for 16 and 17.
Well, I have a thought that you'll have to rephrase it to put it in the book. But when I was talking to somebody about it, it's like, we give kids the keys to the car at 17. Why not let them vote?
16.
Or 16, yeah, at 16 they can drive. Why not let them vote? I mean, we're giving them decisions to make with a 2,000-pound vehicle. I would hope they could make decisions.
Well, this is 150 million budget.
I know.
No, I mean, I
It's
agree
to
to
promote.
this, but my concern was, what a bunch of kids, try to, come down to the town meeting and 50 kids sit down in the room and try to sway the vote in one way or the other
Yeah.
on a very bad policy. So
Right.
But that could happen with the seniors or the
it could, but again, that's where the maturity comes into picture, right? I mean, adults are basically, they are the ones who are actually paying the taxes.
But that's
Not
but that's where their
that's not
presentation.
true.
Sorry, but that's exactly where their presentation said that it's not true that they are not paying the taxes. They are working within some nature of the job during
Yeah,
that
they're
period as
working
well.
to make
And maturity, well, that's when they are allowed to do the other things. Why not
I mean,
vote as
I
well?
think the largest problem is I don't know that the state whether they'll ever get around to taking this
Exactly.
up
It's a long road
and,
ahead.
and,
That's fine.
allowing it
I like the
anyway. but-
enthusiasm, I like the interest, and I like
Yeah.
the ideas which they're going with. But something for all of us to keep in mind is,
I don't know if I want to put that comment about driving. Wasn't it really to promote early
Exactly.
citizenship?
Early
And,
participation as well as
yeah, into civic responsibilities,
yeah,
civic
right?
duties.
And so that they become active,
more involved.
yeah,
Right.
citizens.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, that's what I say. You have to make it,
Yeah.
say it in a different way, but that was my thought, is that we entrust them with a vehicle.
But
I would hope they'd be able to make a decision. Personally, I think they want the vote so they can vote on their own school committee.
yeah, well, that's the downfall. So downfall
Well,
is maybe
to a large
maturity.
extent, the kids who would already be 16 or 17 and not 18 are juniors or seniors. So
Right.
by the time you vote for a school committee person, they're not going to be doing anything almost while you're still at school.
Oh, I think what you were saying, I think it was more around, kids may want to put more money towards the schools and, kind of that thing. But again, it's a maturity thing, or are they
I think you've got
mature
the
enough to make
comments.
a,
Honestly, if they can
That
mobilize in
decision.
a way that can teach adults to get their asses down there and vote to counter
That
it,
would be
Yeah.
kind of a good thing.
the best kind
that's
of
a
fight we can have.
that's a great thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I have a running
Okay.
start on all the commentary.
Awesome.
Excellent. More than a running start.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
come before Thursday, we're going to have a draft ready of the AFC book, right?
well, let me show you that now, because
Perfect.
that would have been a nice place to spend some more time on. But here we go. So this is the section that has been referred to as the narrative.
Yeah.
I have tried to condense what has been a very long thing into something much shorter. You have older versions you can go back and look at. I'll be happy to share the two templates. There's a special town meeting template that I use that was shared, and then there's the the 2026 version that was shared. I'll share with what I have done, but obviously I will have to go through and validate the numbers that I've started. But if people have ideas about other things that need to be added or other things that can be removed, this is the time to do it, because in the next couple of days we'll have to try and firm this up. I expect by Thursday I'll have a version of this that'll include, if not all the numbers, and certainly the majority of them, because we can change a couple of numbers on Friday if I need to.
Or even later. You can change, if the math changes, you can change it.
Yeah,
It's really
or
the
just
intent of the subject.
it's the research to get it all done. That takes a long time. So I have a note to voters, followed by what I'm calling the budget highlights. And here I just choose a number of elements that are sort of groupings of information, many of which were covered previously, but I've tried to where we had a lot of ongoing dialogue in the older versions of this, I've tried to keep them much more compact, and run the risk of having removed things that shouldn't have been. So I'm happy to share this. You'll see. I've also used, by the way, the handbook for the town budget. So I tried to go through there and see what the town was calling important, not just what we have historically referred to, but I tried to make sure I pulled in stuff from the town budget. Yeah, like the stuff that was shared by Christy. So strategic priorities and long-range planning. This is just setting the table for where we're getting our, what we're trying to drive to. Overall budget size and tax impact. I have this section here is something that existed in the previous version that I really like, because I think it gets in part to what Terry was talking about, which is a walk through how are we coming up with a new total. So that this is what the levy increase is, and then we try and account for how those pieces are gotten to. Mm-hmm. I go to a section that I'm calling debt and capital spending. So that people have line of sight to that. This is a picture, which is why hasn't been updated, but obviously this will have our own borrowing articles here. The other thing I wanted to add here, just because of the sense of tracking borrowing, I wanted to look over a couple of years, not just at the quantity of the balance of the borrowing of our debt, but also the percentage of our budget, because that'll tell us if we're going in the wrong direction. And then the average single-family home amount. Awesome. On the revenue side, this is again similar to a table.
Dylan, sorry to interrupt.
Of course.
Some of our borrowing is for things that you can't calculate average. I found this in the past, because like the sewer one, there's no way to do an average single.
Yeah, I think you call that principal and interest is the way you broke it out over
I
here.
just did P.
So there's average single family, and then there's the principal and interest. And I like that distinction. I think I've tried to borrow that language. If I don't, it should be part of that language there, but I think that's a very good call.
And John, what would be the interest rate that we just borrowed at that we should use for estimates?
The effective rate was 2.9. 2.39.
2.39.
That's nice.
Wow.
That's less than the 5. So that's replacing the 2.39 is replacing the 5.
Wow. Yeah.
If we're doing projections, you might want to use a 3 or a 3.5 or something.
Yeah, we
Because
don't-
there's no
we don't
guarantee.
use that. When we
Past
do-
performance is no guarantee.
No, understand when we do our borrowing, there's a couple different numbers. We do our estimates typically at 4.5%, because we don't know what's going on in the world. And there's actually a note. There's a few different numbers that come into play depending on what we get back. Creates an effective rate. One comment of note is that we are moving our borrowing. So typically we've always borrowed in March, which means in December, we don't know what our interest rate is going to be when we're setting the budget. We're moving it to October. So then we'll know what our following year's payments will be when we come into December. So from now on, we'll always know. So this particular great rate will only be for 6 months. We'll borrow again in October, but that won't be paid until 2028, fiscal 2028. So we'll know going into the budget cycle of fiscal 2028 what our debt payments will be because we'll have those numbers.
And when did you say we find out the amount? We find it out in October, so we're doing our borrowing in,
Well, the future ones will be in October. The current one was in March.
okay.
Yeah, so if
we're
you want to
moving
go through the borrowing information,
Yep.
as you sort of put that together, I'm happy to. Let me know what it
Okay.
is that you're looking for, and we can break out, the enterprise funds versus the general fund borrow.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep, I think that would be
Oh, that'd
part
be
of this,
good.
so,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
That would take care of it.
Yeah,
Tomorrow
tomorrow?
or Wednesday.
It won't be today.
I know you need it for if you need it for Thursday.
Yeah, it'll be soon.
Please let me know.
Thank you. For revenue, I wanted to trend over time. Again, percentage of budget and average single family impact. Although technically those average single family impact that's going to be the same multiplier year over year, isn't it? It's the same, use the same percentage.
I don't know what you're saying. You're saying,
So we use a calculation. It says for every thousand.
no, it changes.
It
Each
does
year.
change.
It's migrated. It hasn't, I mean, it went from about 8,000 to about 8,150 during the time I've been here or something like that. For how much a dollar taxes. So it does migrate. It's not hugely different.
I always work back from a million.
Yeah.
So a million when I started, I guess, was 125 and change. Now it's 123 per million.
Okay.
Yep.
So it has
So you can move
it
the-
has probably changed enough that it would matter. in
Yeah, you can
Okay.
move the decimal point, but we're using 123 now,
Okay.
or 12.3 per 100,000, or 1.23. But yeah.
in our little part. So in the back of our book is like the basics or something.
Yeah,
Just have
that-
to make sure
that's-
that that's kept up to date. It's moved around a little bit.
Use 12.3
Yeah.
per 100K. Oh. All right. Then I have a section on key departmental budget highlights, and this is something I pulled out from what Christie has pulled together. I have a section on education and vocational schools, just because schools are a big part of our budget. And finally, a couple of notes on free cash and financial reserves. So all of that being said, Walter, more than anybody here, is going to realize how much I didn't move over. Some of it is because I felt it was represented elsewhere, like in what John Arnold submits and stuff like that. So, but if somebody feels something is really missing here, please let me know.
Yeah, I mean, I think we spent maybe too much time encouraging people of how to, do their due diligence or something like that. Maybe is that what you're referring to? Like in the beginning, where this is your town meeting and blah blah blah, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I did. I pulled
Yeah.
away a lot of that too.
Yeah.
So, again, I thought John does a terrific job of addressing that.
Exactly.
So-
And John has expanded his section to like 3 or 4 pages now, which
Yep.
informs you more about town meetings. So I don't feel like we need to have much in there in our part about that. I agree.
So, thank you. I will share both the worksheet and this for feedback, for anything else you feel may need to be added. By all means, I'll also include the samples so you can see what we have had in the past.
So the one thought I had,
Yeah.
while you're talking,
Of course.
thoughts and thinking about it, is, last year, to me, one of the main themes of the budget time was that we saw a number and we asked them to make a cut of a certain,
Yeah.
percent, and that was sort of the main theme of the
Right.
year, I guess. This year, I get the sense, I don't want to speak for everybody, but that the number came in to start with more in line, more reasonable, or however you want to phrase it. So we didn't do that same exercise.
Well, that was
And,
because the planning assumption going in was level services.
Well, it's
this
always
one.
been.
It's always
Yeah.
been level.
Was it that way the year before?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, but people came in higher.
There were just a lot of expenses go up. This is
Yeah.
post-COVID, materials went up, this went up, the school budget, the buses went up, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see last year's, that bar chart I sent, it was, the schools went up
Right.
$427 of the
Total, I think
of
900
your
something.
single family thing just by itself, right?
Yeah, the transportation.
But regardless of that, I don't know if because we've mentioned it before, we wanted to have anything in there.
I don't disagree with that.
I don't
But
know
I
how you
also-
write it, but
I also proactively think that if we didn't do something, then we don't need to talk about it. Like,
Okay.
this is how we.
That's fair.
I don't disagree with you. I think
Yeah.
because that was such a defining element of what we did last year. Like you never heard of us taking a cut. Never mind that the budget still went up.
Yeah.
So it was still, but it was still an active thing that we as a town did to focus on cutting spending. So I think that was brilliant. My thought as I was thinking about that, because I saw that section, was if we don't do it, people are going to ask, well, why the hell didn't
yeah,
you
I
do
guess
that
I
as
wanted
well?
to mostly make sure you didn't have that still in there because we didn't or something.
No, this has been a significant teardown, unfortunately. So, or fortunately, I don't know.
It's good.
But does it
It's
still
good to get into
deserve
it.
some kind of mention, not in terms of like 1% funding cut, but then in terms of the fact that what we felt about the numbers that were presented to us as a theme, that it's required and necessary. I think each department has done a job to make sure that their spending for level services is with due diligence has been done to ensure that the level services is kept to what is really needed for the town.
I think that's right. A positive affirmation that we
Yes,
are in alignment with
exactly.
what was shared.
Exactly.
Okay. I'll make sure that's in there before I share
Yes,
this.
yeah, and I see your wording, you definitely changed it, yeah, which is appropriate.
Oh, and I will change it again. I'm not done doing this, so there's much to do, but this is my weekend. And it's a pity my weekend shows up like this, so. I used to be much more fluid at these things, so onward and upward, I'd say. So that's all I have for.
So do we
for sharing.
edit directly into, we're gonna read through this, and then are we gonna edit into these documents directly?
So at this time, feel free to, so
Email you?
email me for this reason mainly is because the work of going through and doing the numbers takes a really long time.
Yeah.
So I don't want you to wait for that. I would rather take the time to focus on that and then have 3 or 4 or 5 emails that say, add this, change this, work on this. So on Thursday, by the time we're looking at it, it should reflect all of that.
And then the same thing on the pros and cons, if we, read through
Yeah.
it and have changes, just
Yeah,
shoot you an email.
Yes.
Okay,
So you're going to email this to everybody?
Yes.
Okay.
yeah, okay.
Although I probably will send the worksheet later because there's 50 of those or 62 of those to go through. Whereas this, I want to get this out sooner so you
Yeah.
guys can start
Okay.
thinking about it.
That's fine.
So I will do the budget the narrative for now, and then follow up with the worksheet later.
Nice, wow. A lot of work, Andrew.
Oh my
Thank you,
God!
Andrew. Yep.
Who the hell signed me up with this? Oh, yeah,
Thank you, Andrew.
it's all
Thank you.
brilliant. Thank you.
I know.
Absolutely. Thank you, Andrew.
Standing on the shoulders of giants.
So, and we're gonna incorporate John's spreadsheet as well.
Yes. The spreadsheet and using those numbers and to go through
Using
and
the
populate
numbers,
this. Yes.
we'll go through that.
So yes,
Okay.
John Stout too.
And the other thing is the feedback on any sections that we want to add in the summary. Like we have those limited ones at the moment, right? We cut a few of them. Like
Yep.
for example, OPEB is something we haven't got.
Didn't mention OPEB.
Did mention OPEB
Yep.
in this. So if anybody feels that we should be getting
Yep.
back those sections, then I think
No, I mean, I think that was more important several years ago because it was kind of a new thing. And it's now very much more ingrained. And yeah,
So I do have a couple of thoughts. Also, OPEB is very well described in the budget book right now.
Right.
So there are other places people can go for that. Was
Exactly.
my sort of thinking for some of the pairing out.
yeah.
So
Makes
on
sense.
one hand, I think that there's other resources maybe we can point to, and I think that you highlight something really important, which is if you have other questions, because there's other things like the summary of the dollar amounts that we use for estimates and stuff like that. So those are very helpful, and I'll include those sections as well eventually. But by Thursday, Joe. But the other thing I want to mention is that something we're doing now that we could never do before and actually has had value is because we're tracking when every one of these votes was taken, I will I don't know if I'm quite ready to do it right now, but include a line that says, if you want to see more about this and our deliberations for this, here's the date we voted on it. Additionally, and this came from a conversation with Prashant, is that we also have that we can track, and I'm showing it on the spreadsheet, the date that there was a presentation. This wasn't filled out because it came late, but if there's info that we can reference is another column, and a date when this stuff was presented to us, I would like to put those together as something we can build in to each of our references. So this item was presented to us on March 3rd. This item was voted on March 9th. Something like that.
Wow.
Sometimes presented more than once, though.
It's not perfect. So what we're doing is moving towards better, and I'm not going to let perfect be the enemy of the good. But right now,
It's a little nerdy for my taste, but yeah, okay.
I'm reminded of the conversation that got Beretti very heated some months ago. Remember when there was the conversation about how we didn't discuss things and these things came up, and in fact the feedback after the fact was, oh, we should have said, you can go online and see the presentations. This isn't something that was done out of the blue. So with language that says, this may have been discussed multiple times, but here's the two key elements. When it was presented and when we voted on it, that's a start.
Sure.
In my mind. So, and because it can be done for free, and by for free, I mean it's populating on its own. Once we do the work in the meetings to track these things, this stuff is free and it appears without any effort from us to make sure it's accurate or anything like that. So
And
So
if
you're
it's an
saying-
Excel cell, we can add more than one date to it.
then it's not a date. Now you're violating laws of
Excel?
formatting. Oh no, not Excel. This is
No, all I'm saying is, to Walter's point, if there are more than one presentations,
Yep.
Yeah.
we should be able to capture both the dates, so that anybody who wants to go reference either meeting number 2 or meeting number 1 knows what date to go.
Anybody wants to be that nerdy, they can read the agenda.
Yeah,
too.
plus
Yeah.
the other thing is,
there's a diminishing return
Yeah.
on these things.
plus the other thing is, this is more from the AFC standpoint that yes, everything ties up to the meetings as well as the presentations, but these presentations will again happen in the town meeting as well. So people will get to hear more about it. This is more of just giving the complete transparency that this is how AFC worked.
That we did our due diligence, I guess it's evident.
Yeah, the due diligence is
Exactly.
important.
That's it.
And-
That's
and
all the purposes.
I'm in agreement with you of wanting to have it all, but there's a diminishing return
Yeah.
on. We went from nothing to the beginning and the end to
No,
where do you draw the line, and
Yeah.
and
Well, I mean, we have minutes and they televise it, so, even those are still available, right? People want to
Yep.
go back and
Available for
see our discussions.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Speaking of minutes.
all right. Those are my thoughts. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew, for the wonderful.
great job, Andrew.
Sorry, I don't have any time. I gotta go.
Okay. All right. We finished right on time as per the agenda. I hope everyone read the
We
agenda.
got minutes.
Okay. We are good. So just to reiterate, we have next steps for the meeting. I think we will have a draft ready before Thursday, by Thursday morning. Okay.
Yes. Oh, definitely.
And we can send in the comments to Andrew or CC myself as well. And by evening, I think we'll be ready to vote for the final draft with some changes to the numbers which may happen in the next few days. But overall, in the comments and what's out there, you will see a draft ready to vote for. Okay. We move to the next one. Thank you, Andrew, first of all. I mean, for all the efforts and
Absolutely.
this committee as
We're all
well.
working. Like that's all right.
Absolutely.
We're all working. Appreciate it.
Yep. I
Thank
mean,
you, Andrew.
absolutely.
Great job.
Wait, no, I never thanked Walter in all the years he did this, so I just feel terrible. Don't.
Thanks, Walter.
Thank you. Yep.
Don't worry, Andrew, other people did. So.
Oh, did I? oh,
nasty.
Oh, that is a burn and a half.
Okay. All right. So moving from the thanks, we have. Oh, by the way, just one more thing, John. Before you leave, I know Christy and you had requested we share a draft with you as well, just to take a look on the. So I guess we should be able to share that draft with them by Friday morning.
Sure.
Well, if you want us to suggest changes that you might want to incorporate,
So what I can share with when I share
Yeah,
the,
I
the
would
versions.
share with them in general.
You know,
uh,
as soon as you
early,
have something to share.
Because if there's something
Because-
stark wrong.
Yeah, even if you have something on Wednesday that you want us to
Yeah.
review before you send it out to, we might be able to pick up a thing or two. You and I will probably have many conversations between now and then.
I mean, I think they could review it the same time we see it.
We see
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
Because
Yeah, I mean, again,
also, Christie has to present at town meeting as well,
Yeah.
as you know, so it helps her to hear
Has to be in sync, yeah.
what we're doing.
right,
Or what-
Sure.
Sure.
You'll have it when the rest of the team does.
there you go. Thank you.
Thank you, John, for coming in.
John.
Okay, Liaison reports, discussions, any?
Oh,
If not, we have the minutes for, I know it mentions multiple dates, but we have the minutes available
March
for
2nd.
March 2nd.
I move AFC accept the minutes of March 2nd as written.
Kumsi second.
Any discussion, comments? I just had a
there's a
comment.
couple typos in there. I don't.
I saw a lot of,
Okay.
yeah. There are a few typos that need to be fixed. So I'm not sure we want to vote now and then fix later or fix first and then.
I vote, how about the motion is with typos correct?
Okay,
I'm okay with it. I mean, you're not changing the content.
No.
Yeah.
She did a great job on, the times we voted and stuff like that. The only thing that was missing was the warrant numbers we were voting on.
Yeah, but those at the time might be so fluid. I don't know, were they fixed by then?
I don't know.
By March 2nd? Probably not. It's a Monday, so it's probably not till the next night. So sometimes the warrant articles cause more confusion in the minutes than they do
Okay.
because until the warrant's closed, they change.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
our earlier minutes would say the warrant article, the then article.
They might have changed.
Number, but
Okay.
it's okay. I mean, I think you can again, the point of the minutes, reasonably, you would find that on the article about this, we would be okay.
yeah, if everyone is comfortable, or do they want to go back and read again? If not,
I think
I'm good with
typo-
approving them.
Approve them with typos
with
corrected.
the typos
I guess.
corrected. Okay,
Does that work?
Works for me.
yeah. Okay,
Try to
Ahuja,
do-
yes.
Angelakis, yes?
Andrew,
Saroja?
Okay, Hansoge, yes.
Kumsi, yes.
Leslie, yes.
Bradley, yes.
Defer,
Abstain.
okay.
abstain.
So the minutes for March 2nd with the typos fixed have been approved by the AFC 601. Okay,
I was just gonna ask you, what's our process now, getting them on the website? Because the last couple are not,
Yes,
the
more.
last two we approved.
yes, so
One
I
of
have
us
to
has
send a
to take
note
it
out to
and-
them to get that updated. It was in my
Column
to-dos.
of
Yeah,
approved minutes, sorry.
Yes.
I don't
There
want,
was-
I didn't want to make more work for you,
no, it's all good. It's all
but I
good.
think that the 26th of February, and there was one before that.
It's all good. There's so much.
I mean, this is the last, this is the smallest of the things we do.
Yeah.
He has done the bulk of it, so.
Yeah.
He's done a lot.
Well, we did a lot of thinking, though.
Yeah,
Okay, motion to adjourn.
so moved.
Second,
Ahuja, yes.
Angelakis, yes?
Andrew.
Hansoge, yes.
Kumsi, yes.
Leslie, yes.
O'Day, yes.
Thank you, Westborough TV. We are adjourned. Have a safe evening.
Thank you.